Hi folks, welcome to what I'm pretty sure is episode number 24 of the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign here at Immortals Inc. in Rocky River, Ohio, on the west side of Cleveland. This week, the characters are still in New York City with our second batch of heroes investigating the apparent resurgence of the cult of Nyarlathotep. But before we delve into that, let's have everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Diana. I play Trinidad, a dilettante.
I'm Hugh. I play Roland Kurtz, a scientist of physics and chemistry.
I'm Nate Elwood. I play Sean O'Donnell, a mortician. Or not mortician, a coroner.
I'm Mel, and I play Elle. I don't know why that...
That sounded good.
And I play a criminal.
And I'm Richard McGuire, and I play a hobo named Samus.
And I'm John. I will play everybody else. If I can get a dice roll from everybody, please. Rich, I'm going to let you out on this one.
And that's when I roll a 1.
Rich is in. I'm a 6. I'm out.
I'm a 6.
Alright.
Tell us what happened last time, Nate.
Last time, I had notes.
I have no one.
Second.
That's it.
I know I have them around here somewhere.
Well, I think we were starting on April 18th.
Yeah, in game time, we really didn't get that far. It
Right.
was only like a day or so.
A little over a day.
But we did meet with a lot of people. We got, we talked to the young lady from the New York Times, Rebecca Goldberg,
Schoenberg.
Schoenberg, and there was a berg in there.
Schoenberg.
That, her. And we relinquished all of our notes so that the people at the New York Times could go through and fact check them. At the same time, we withheld some of them, the more esoteric ones, and that Roland was going over at Prospero House Publishing.
Here's my name tag in case you forgot.
After these two ladies went with Rebecca to the New York Times, I went to meet with and Samus, we went to meet with the Hell Fighters to set up a surveillance of the new, we'll call it Juju House 2.
Mabel's. Fat Mabel's.
And start to formulate a plan on how to deal with these cultists. In the meantime, poor Roland was almost incinerated, as a good friend, former friend of ours, decided to try to kill Roland, burn down the place, and get back the cold stuff. Good old Alexander, so the one-handed man, took a couple of pot shots at Roland. Luckily, Roland was really wily. Even though he got hurt, he was able to escape, and we kind of put the police on his scent. So hopefully they'll deal with them, or we will, one of the two. But yeah, it's shaping up to be another violent time in New York. Did I miss anything, guys?
I think it was into the morning hours of Sunday the 19th when we left off. Does that sound right?
Yes.
That's what my notes say, that the fire happened after midnight on the morning of the 19th.
Yes.
Okay.
And
We were
split
able
up
to save
again.
all those notes, though. Luckily.
Yeah. The building is destroyed.
Yes.
You did meet up with Joseph Kensington again, briefly.
At the house.
Yeah, and I don't recall where you guys had then...
We went to talk to the lawyer.
I think
And the
we're going
lawyer
to
was
find
missing.
Ramsey is
You
what I
called
have.
the lawyer,
Yeah.
and there wasn't an answer.
Right.
So we're going to find him. That's what I had.
No, we went to his house, and I thought he wasn't there. We went downtown to the burnt out building,
Mm-hmm.
and we got the address from the publisher guy. The
I don't
Prospero
recall all
House
the
guy.
Ramseys.
Carlton Ramsey.
I don't know what you just said.
Can you get the notes when you're done? The
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have them. We gave those away.
Not all of them. We didn't give them the maps.
Did we go to Ramsey's house?
I know there
No,
was
my
something with
last
the lawyer.
note is must find Ramsey.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
called him.
know.
I don't think you
Yeah,
went
so we got to go find
Because we
him.
went and seen Kensington after the house burned down. He was there at the burning house. Said he had no clue what was going on.
I'm sorry, buddy.
And then, yeah, we were trying to get a hold of Ramsey. Because we felt they were in danger. He was in danger.
I thought we split into two groups. And you resolved their part because I had 15 minutes left. And you didn't resolve our part of going to look.
Okay, that actually does sound right. Yeah, so was it, do you remember who was going to Carlson's?
All the people that went downtown, but those two wanted to go somewhere else. And they've already been resolved. I forgot where they went.
Probably to Rebecca.
I think we did.
Oh yeah,
I think
that's
we
right.
went
They
back
wanted to go to the
Rebecca.
New York Times.
But we came back since that. And we met up with these guys and told them what we found out.
No, I think you may have gone back again the next morning to update her on the fire at Kensington House and make sure that, and warn her
I
that she was
did.
in danger.
I did.
That sounds familiar
Yes,
to
I
me.
did. We did.
So while the two of you were doing that, then the other three of you would head over.
He's in the hospital.
He was released.
Released. Okay.
Yeah. You made sure he had been properly cared for and got him released. I think after treatment, you were on the down 1 or 2 health.
1.
1? Okay. So yeah, the three of you can head to Carlson's collectively then if you'd like.
All right.
If that's where we want to start things off.
Yeah, we'll take a cab or something.
Sure. So you were heading to his office. It's Sunday morning. I don't know if you're going to try to head to his office or head to his home.
Home.
Seems a little more reasonable. So you get to his home. Carlton lives alone. And did you try calling first?
Yes. But we didn't get an answer.
Correct. Well, you had tried calling late at night. I didn't know if you could try it again in the morning.
What time is it?
Say 9:30.
We'll probably give a phone call before we just pop in then.
All
I
right.
thought it was like right after. Yeah, we'll give him a.
Well, you tell me. Did you want it to be right after in the middle of the night?
Probably, actually, considering Alexander's on the loose, so he knows all of our contacts. So yeah.
Okay. So you're popping in at like, what, 3 in the morning or thereabouts?
around there.
All right. So yeah, you guys get to Ramsey's house. He's got a 2-story walk-up. I can't think of the word. Words are hard.
Townhouse.
Yeah, townhouse. Thank you. Right in Manhattan.
It's more money than I thought.
Yeah, successful attorney.
So yeah, we'll ring the bell.
You ring the bell. There is no response.
Keep doing it a few more times.
You hear the bell ringing, so you're pretty confident that it's working.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no response at all from inside the house. Go ahead and give me a sense trouble for anyone that's there that would like to make a roll and tell me for spending points.
Spending a point. I got a 5 with the point.
4. All right. Both of you guys notice that the door lock has been jimmied.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Pull out the revolver.
Okay.
Yeah, we aren't there. Where are we?
We're over by,
We're by Rebecca.
Sure. The door is not locked.
Step in.
Okay. There are no lights on.
Try to rectify that.
Flip the light switch.
Mm-hmm.
Lights come on, and you look down, and you see the pieces and parts of Carlton spread all across the lobby of his home, hacked apart rather savagely. There's blood everywhere. There's entrails stretched out. There's arranged into some kind of sigil.
Do I see
I would
any
like-
hook marks?
You do, in fact, see hook marks, and I would like all of you to give me stability rolls.
Even the people that aren't there?
The three of you that are there.
I got a two.
Surprisingly, okay with this.
What did you get?
You're surprisingly okay
You
with
are-
this.
You are a little unsettled, but you're going to lose a point of stability.
Rather than spending
I've
a
been in the
point.
Great War and I was a surgeon, so I've
So you seem
yeah, maybe not
guts
the,
and gore, but
the
not the
weird
sigil
stuff that
and
they
the...
sigiled it into, but I've seen bad stuff before.
3, you also lose a point of stability. And do any of you have Cthulhu Mythos?
I do.
I do.
Don't look at me.
The way things are arranged, the way the intestines are arranged, that looks like it is a sigil that was inscribed in such a way as to weaken the barrier between this world and the next within this room.
How does he know that?
Cthulhu Mythos.
Okay.
He's a devil worshipper.
I just know that humans, in the grand scheme of things, mean absolutely nothing.
And this one means a lot less at the moment.
Yes. But maybe we can talk to him. Since, is that sigil still technically active?
In your understanding, yes, it could still be active.
So his entrails are just set up to be the same image as the notes that I've been reading and researching.
It's
the
similar
seal.
to one of the images that you had seen in one of the books. Yes.
It looks like the bat symbol.
What was the wording you used for the arrangement? What does it mean?
It looks like a symbol that would be set up to weaken the barrier between this world and the next.
Got it.
Possibly making it easier for an entity to cross between worlds.
All right.
Generally speaking, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of got that.
Okay. Just want to make it clear.
Yeah, I got it.
What if we disturb the symbol?
Excellent question.
Does my occult or mythos give me any insight into what would happen if we disturbed that symbol?
If there were a ritual in progress and you were to disrupt it, it might disrupt the ritual, or it might just piss something off. At the moment, you don't see any strange glowy lights. The room was completely dark when you entered, and the only thing you smelled was the awful dank smell of death and decay and blood. Oh, really not so much decay yet.
Probably,
And blood.
probably have a whole lot of bowel and urine
Yeah.
being passed. So.
Uh-huh.
You see, there was like this tape on the stall.
Yes.
So he had to go into this.
Exactly.
They may have missed that part.
The thing I want to mention that's maybe relevant or it may not. You do not see any signs that you would associate with any of the cults of Nyarlathotep here. Just based on the fact that you're in New York, you thought you might have seen the same symbol that you guys saw in the photos of Jackson's forehead. That is not what's here.
Oh, so no bat symbol?
No.
That's when I come running in the room and trip over everything.
Yeah. Falls face first in the entrails.
Hey, guys.
Going to go to a phone?
Sure.
Skirt around the horrific part of it.
Sure.
And go to a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is it working?
It is in fact working.
Operator?
Yes.
I need the police at this location. Give her the address.
What's the nature of the call? Emergency.
We have found the remains of a good friend. They seem to have been murdered.
Oh, I will get police dispatched immediately. Anything you guys want to do before?
Leave the scene. So I'm not there when the police get there.
All right.
I'm sticking around.
Okay.
I'll stay. I'm sort of interested in what's going on.
All right.
The symbol, trying to piece some things together.
Okay.
Wondering if the police come and they disturb it, like what's going to happen, kind of thing. So I'm like going through my mind to think like.
Do you know any magical spells or rituals? Okay.
No.
Because I mean, even without, you think things are set up well. If you wanted to try summoning something, this would be a pretty ideal situation for it. I mean, do you want a pet?
Do I want a pet?
Yeah.
Do I want
Bebo!
like a familiar?
Maybe.
Or do you want to be a familiar?
Yeah. No.
Or get sucked 65 million years into the past.
I'll pass on all of that.
That sounds
Unless that familiar is like a talking tarantula or something that I'm
Could be.
You didn't say,
We
you,
could make that
you
happen.
didn't specify size though.
in. Yeah. And where it is a headpiece, you know. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
So yeah, I guess I don't know New York that well, so I was gonna say about how long would it take for the cops to get there if we could write.
Oh, we're in Harlem, so
We're not in
No,
Harlem.
yeah.
Oh, he's not.
No, we're in downtown.
His office is in Harlem, though?
His office is not in Harlem.
No.
Well, you went to his house.
Where's his office at?
Yeah, actually, yeah. His office and his house are both in Manhattan, so
Okay.
not
Okay.
not in the Harlem neighborhood.
Okay.
He has a townhouse. He would not be in Harlem.
All right. Do I have the impression that these entrails, this was set up to be used later, but not completed? Like, if there was a ritual, like if this is the setup,
I think it's done.
Is it already used up?
Or was it
is
already
it
used?
Is it reusable? Is this a
So you don't
reusable
know
sigil?
any spells.
I don't.
And do you know any spells?
No.
Okay. You have not seen this specific configuration before, so and you're not sure if the act of summoning would have necessarily required that things be disrupted. Do you want to spend a point of Cthulhu Mythos?
Yes.
All right. So you think, based on as you're sitting there, you're getting down hands and knees and really looking at the entrails very closely. In the process of doing this, you're trashing your clothes, right? Because you're getting down and getting blood all over and gore all over everything.
I guess the police will know who did it.
Yeah,
You're
I guess-
probably, in fact, in the process, you're going to disrupt the crime scene. I mean, it's inevitable in order to study things this closely.
Okay.
But as you're looking at it,
You in trouble?
you notice that some parts of the intestines that are spread around have scorch marks on them. And the way these scorch marks are, it seems reminiscent of something that was in the notes about Shanghai when that fire was jumping from place to place. You think that maybe this was a ritual that was performed here to summon some kind of fiery spirit, some kind of flame-based spirit, and that ritual may have already been performed. It's very possible that flame-based spirit may have been what
Started the fire at the house.
at Kensington House.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to share that with anybody.
After I clean up,
Okay.
like that sort of like,
All right. So you're
Dawned on me,
crouched down
and then I'm like, holy,
on the ground,
good
leaning
God.
over, practically nose to these intestines. You took off. Where are
You're
you?
Standing
looking
by
at this
the-
guy going,
standing
you're
by the
mine,
doorway for the
man.
cops.
Now, I want to bring this up because you did call the cops.
Yeah.
When you entered, you had your gun drawn.
Yes.
Are you keeping your gun drawn?
It's in my pocket. Not like standing on the front porch.
Well, that's
like,
what I wondered. When the police
Yeah,
come,
I'm-
were you,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I'm not like.
doing your best Lone Ranger, or
I have tact.
Okay.
And not an idiot.
Want to be clear. So the police do come barreling in after about 10 minutes, and they, you know, just come rushing in to look at the scene. You're still down squatting like that. You are able to stop them at the front porch as they come rushing up. Are you the one who made the call?
I am. Before you walk in there, should let you know that it's a fairly messy scene. We came to a friend's house to check on him, and fortunately, it looks like the person who tried to possibly kill my friend earlier tonight has claimed another victim. I'll tell him I forget the name of the lieutenant. I don't even know if you gave it to us. The guy who was investigating his gunshot. I'm trying to stall them because I know he's hunched over and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm basically
And you're trying to be loud enough to give him time
right,
to...
right.
Yeah.
I'll be
Um,
like, like as soon as he was attacked, we went to our other contacts in New York.
Doesn't
So
matter, you could just
we went
say
to
that you
Prospero
walked
House.
in
It was
when it was
set on fire.
You just
Then we
tripped
came
over.
here as soon as we can because this is our lawyer.
Do you have cop talk?
I do.
Awesome. Don't even need to spend a point.
Okay.
You're able to use that to keep them delayed, and you overhear this conversation taking place on the front porch. Are you going to stop your inspection?
Yeah, once I sort of like see the scorch mark and sort of like think about that, I'm gonna get up immediately. And if I have like an overcoat on, I'm gonna take my overcoat off. like,
Yeah.
put it inside out,
Okay.
and then just like
What? That's not obvious. I would borrow some of Carlton's clothes.
Damn it!
or
I
that-
fell.
Yeah,
Or if
the
there's
way
some
you were
coat like
describing it, you'd be
on the back
covered.
of a chair, grab his coat instead.
You're pretty sure your best strategy is to go with the I slipped,
Yeah.
because you are
covered.
completely covered in gore. Yeah.
Okay.
It was dark when you guys walked in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, after a couple of minutes of talking on the porch, the two cops come in, and you see a couple more come running up. And the first two walk in, and one looks straight ahead and turns to the right and vomits. The other one turns to the left and vomits. They have, very
At
human
this moment,
reaction.
you slip in it, boom, but they'll never know.
Actually, I'm gonna be in the other corner, like acting like I'm gagging, like I'm going to throw
You
up
probably
too.
don't have to act all that much.
Yeah.
The smell and
Yeah.
the
That's what I'll
scene
do.
is...
Like, and then when they look at me, I'll
Yeah.
say like, "I fell in this. You believe it?" Like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick, doctor.
We'll need to get... We already collected us. We'll give us a minute. Why don't you two sit down over there? He just kind of points in a general direction. There isn't really anything to sit down over. Anywhere to sit where he pointed, but
We'll go to the not the foyer, the what do they call that,
Sitting
smoking
room
room or whatever
Yeah.
it is off the side.
sure.
I'm gonna
Light up a pipe.
say the first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna
Shaking.
wash this off, officer.
That's... Yeah, go ahead. Go into the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah, I will proceed to clean myself.
Yeah. This is going to take a while.
What's that?
Basically, you're going to get grilled, and they're going to be investigating the scene. You're pretty much going to be tied up there for the next 4 or 5 hours.
That's fine.
There's not...
We want to make sure,
Hold on,
though, the big arrow is pointing at Alexander as much as possible. Like,
Sure.
And it's not that hard, considering he was assaulted earlier.
Mhm.
They burnt down the place we were at, and now our lawyer was killed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
run gets...
We're gonna paint that easy
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
However,
together for them.
I do want to talk to while we're there to see if we can get at least some of our own effects out of his office. The files pertinent to our book, that is probably the center of this, that has set Mr. Alexander.
So this is an active crime scene. We can't let you take things from it, but we can send
can
an officer
gather.
up with you to make sure everything that you expect to be there is there.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to do that.
So yeah, I want to see what is on file, if any of that has been taken. I don't sure if I put it in evidence. We already got it.
So yeah, you go upstairs. The safe is emptied. Any money that was in it is gone.
Okay.
And you take a look through his files, and you find a space based on his filing system where you're pretty sure everything relevant to the Jackson Elias case or the Carlisle expedition would be,
Mm-hmm.
and there is nothing there. There is, except for a large gap.
Any possibility of something left behind that might be able to give us any information about who was there?
We know who he's.
Yeah.
We know what they did.
Well, there were the claw marks,
Yeah.
the hook marks in the body. It's a pretty
Ah,
strong
okay.
indicator.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That's it. Just want to make sure.
Almost like somebody who knew where to look had been here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think we can give a description of.
Oh, we can give him an
Yeah.
excellent description.
You certainly can.
We can
yeah.
tell him where that he lived. His daughter's name, if he had one.
Samus, what were you doing after you took off?
I was probably going to go back to the area where the building burned down. Take a look
Actually,
Kensington
around.
House?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can head back there. Was there something specific you were looking for?
Well, not only did we send all of our files there, wasn't the publishing house like the storage area for like all of the books that Jackson Elias and everybody else wrote, or did they not keep all their files there?
No, they definitely would have kept drafts.
So I want to go and look in the archives and see if anything's missing, if they're even not been destroyed.
The building didn't have a basement, so
They weren't stored in the basement.
all of the archives were above ground. So anything that was there was destroyed.
So there's nothing left?
No, the whole building was consumed in the fire.
Because I wasn't actually there when it happened.
Absolutely. No, totally fair question, but yeah, the whole building was consumed in the fire. You don't see any evidence that anything survived. Elle and Trinidad, what were you guys doing? Were you staying at the Times? Were you going to go get some sleep? I don't know what you were doing after.
I feel like I probably went and got some sleep, and I'm already awake by 9 o'clock, wondering where these guys are.
Okay.
I'm kind of just hanging out, really kind of to see if they get back with us. I don't really know where to go at this point. Kensington House is burned down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I think I was talking about trying to get protection. So I think I'd be working on that, trying to get protection for the news reporter and people that she had looking at the notes
Were you looking to hire a bodyguard?
to watch over them.
Or were you
to
looking
like just for
like a
protection?
private security firm?
And I'm going to tell them to keep an eye out for the one-handed man with the hook and stuff like that, and basically to keep them safe. What's her name? Rebecca. Keep her in because doesn't she have a team working on the notes?
She does, yeah.
So they're all in danger. So I guess
Essentially.
I'm going to hire look for somebody to hire to watch for Alexander
Okay,
and protect them.
okay.
Probably a few somebodies, not just one somebody.
Okay, that's going to get expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a credit rating roll? Tell me if you want to spend some points on this roll.
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Do you want me to give you your odds? Do you want me to
Shut.
let you know what
You
you're
just
gonna roll?
shut. You just shut. So, I'll just spend one. I'm feeling
Okay.
good. 6.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't
You
cost
got
any
plenty
more
of
points than
cash.
that one you spent.
Whatever.
Take 1 point away. Alright, so they're protected. I hope.
You are reasonably confident.
Probably from muggers. True.
Elle, was there anything you wanted to take care of? Or were you just going to get some rest through the night?
Where are we resting?
At the New York Times.
Yeah, at hotels.
At
probably.
the Times?
I don't
'Cause
think
we
so.
were-
No.
I think you had gone there to check in on her, but I think you were staying there all night.
I think Hugh has his own place. We're here in
Depends
New
where
York, so
she's staying.
I would have stayed at a hotel, I think.
Terrible. All right, who was... So now it's 9 o'clock in the morning?
Presumably, unless there was something you
Okay.
wanted to take care of during the night.
My henchmen should be in from Boston.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to check in with them. They would know where to find me.
Yes, no question about it.
Had I sent them a telegram, I would have had to. Okay, so now I'm just saying it because I never said that I had officially met up with them yet. So now that I've met up with them, I give them the task of finding out who and what this Jimmy
Hallahan?
Hallahan is up to.
Okay.
So he's going to get a tail and get staked out. I have a note to ask Rebecca to check contacts to find this guy, so I've got her on it too.
Okay, sure. You certainly could have done that while you were checking in on her in the middle of the night.
Okay. So once I talk to my guys and set them on task, we were going to get together. There's nothing else that we need to do. We've got a security thing, unless you want the...
I'm right now. I'm going to try to find these guys here in a minute.
Sorry, that scared me.
You had
What
mentioned...
about setting up a hit?
On Alexander.
Mm-hmm. So I make connections with
I'm going to have to roll my dice again. I didn't
Murder
roll my
Incorporated, which is located in New York.
All
I
right.
have some ties through some people here, and I'm able to make contact with some hitmen.
Awesome. Do you have Streetwise?
I do.
I am going to require you to spend a point for Streetwise
Okay.
in order to make that connection.
Absolutely.
All right. But, yeah, spending a point of that, you're able to hire... you're able to get in touch with an assassin
Okay.
and provide them the details of Alexander. They do expect payment in advance. It's not cheap. They want $1,000, especially once you give the full details and explain, no, this isn't just a librarian. This is a librarian who's going around killing people.
Sure.
So-
I had already had a pocket full of money from her,
Okay.
so I've got half of that.
Okay. What's your credit rating?
Probably none.
Well,
Where's that at?
I want
credit
the
rating
hit-
is under interpersonal abilities, middle column, about halfway down. Or
Oh,
maybe-
I'm a 4. Okay.
So you can either give me a credit rating roll, or you can make Rose or Trinidad rather make a credit rating roll.
I mean, I want her to hire somebody to find them, so I'll pay for it.
All right. So go ahead and give me that credit rating roll. Tell me if you're spending a point.
I'm not going to spend a point. Oh, I
Okay.
should spend a point here. I'm going to spend a point. I'm going to do
Alright.
one more again. 3.
All right. So that is going to cost you another 2
Your
points
pencil,
of
please.
credit rating in addition to the
I'll
one
do
you
that.
spent.
Ooh.
They kind of shook you down for it, especially when.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it in the end.
Till we find him dead.
So they're incinerated.
Yeah.
Listen here, lady. I want my money now.
I totally missed what was going on because I had to get my character sheet right. Such a nerd. All right. So we
I
were
gave you
able
the
to do
money.
that. You gave me
I
the
gave
money.
you
You were
Shook
able to
me
do
down
that.
for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Here, hire your people. They came after me. You gotta make sure they're good.
So we would then, where would we go from there? Where would I go from there?
That's going to take a few hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna, like I said, just hang out. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'll be sleeping somewhere under a bridge.
Where else would you sleep? Right. Yeah.
It's
so
raining out.
The park.
Is there a point where you guys want to meet back up during the day?
Considering we haven't slept yet, so by the time we get done with the police, I want to probably fall asleep, so I don't. Whatever time I'd be waking up after that.
Can you use a courier to get
Because-
a message to somebody, everybody else, letting them know this?
Yeah,
or-
how about I'd probably do something responsible like that. At least I'll send it to Rebecca at the time saying, ask them to meet up tomorrow or today at, we'll say 4 p.m. for an late lunch, early dinner type of thing and regroup.
Okay.
So hopefully she can get it to them if she's in contact with them. Because I don't know where they're staying at or anything. Samus, on the other hand, I know will just pop up eventually, or he won't at all.
Sure. We'll, for simplicity's sake, say you guys can all manage to meet up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, unless there's anything else you want to take care of before then. But where, I don't know for sure where you want to meet.
We meet in my hotel in their dining room.
Where does Alexander live? Do you remember what city he's from?
Yeah, he's from
Miskatonic.
Miskatonic.
So maybe we should go there.
I highly doubt he'll be there right now.
That's hours away.
I have,
And he's clearly here.
I don't think he's done doing what he wants yet.
But maybe there's something there he still needs too, you know what I mean? That's a place that we haven't checked to see if he has burnt the building down, cleaned his office out, whatever.
You know
Phone
people in
call.
Miskatonic, you can make a phone call.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. So driving for hours just to make some inquiries with some old friends of yours up there.
Well, it seemed like the way to spend the afternoon without getting killed or stabbed or sacrificed.
The Merriweathers are still there. As well.
Sure.
We're gonna get stabbed or killed or sacrificed.
I mean, Alexander's certainly not finished here because he didn't get the notes.
what about this whole Fang guy?
That
Do you think he
we
could have been up
still-
here with Alexander?
Doubtful, but you never know.
Because everything was destroyed down in Shanghai. He had a boat. So
I don't think he'd leave his power base after all of that.
he was trying to recruit
I think if
Alexander.
somebody came up here, the person that probably came up here with Alexander, if anybody, was the Boston magician.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable assumption here.
Carl,
Yeah,
I know you
but-
like you don't recognize that name.
Ho Fang's, the guy that was in Ho Fang's
Boston magician.
meeting.
Should I know this
What's his
person?
name?
Probably.
You
I
probably
thought that
wouldn't
was
have caught the
Penn
name
Hugh,
because
but I thought he was dead.
No, we did kill him. Carl Stanford.
Carl
Oh, Stanford, yep.
Yep.
Yep. Because I remember at that meeting,
So
I don't remember, but I
heading
remember
close to
there was
Boston at this
notes.
point would probably not be a good idea.
And he belongs to some kind of
He'd be going to the
mystical
golden
order.
Dawn.
Silver
No,
Twilight.
Silver
yeah,
Twilight.
right,
Okay.
which is
You had the precious metal.
Eh.
Yes, the Silver Twilight Lodge.
yeah. Now you're thinking of Aleister Crowley and the what was it, the
Golden
Hermetic
Dawn.
Order of the Golden Dawn.
Yeah. I knew it was something. I know.
Okay.
Probably not coincidence that the names are precious metal time of day.
Yeah.
So he could be here with Sanford. Sanford could have brought him here.
I don't know
You
for
guys
sure,
don't
but
think-
I'm just saying, like, if
If-
He has an ally.
it's more along the lines of it would probably be Sanford that came back home after, the whole explosion thing, and hoping to stay there to reevaluate his life choices for a moment.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's just me spitballing an idea.
Because isn't Alexander basically just following
Alexander's
direction,
batshit.
instruction from someone.
Alexander's
It's
batshit crazy.
Pretty much batshit crazy, right?
Pretty much.
And the monsters have his brain.
No, he has his own brain. He just
That's maybe what makes him so dangerous.
He has his own brain.
he does.
Yeah.
He just saw the truth.
Yeah, I think when he gets the notes, then he's gonna move on. So as long as we have the notes, and as long as Rebecca has the notes, we're gonna be in danger. So we have to stop Alexander.
But as long as we have the notes, we know who's going to be targeting that. So
That's also true.
So we need to go back to Rebecca.
or distance ourselves from her for a little bit because we're dangerous people at the moment.
So is she? She's got notes. He's gonna
Yeah,
go get
well,
her.
you also hired people to watch her.
Yeah, but
We gotta wait for stuff to develop. It's
Well,
Not
I'm
like
sure
we
you
have
hired
Google.
like Pinkertons or something similar. That I'm sure if he was coming at them with a gang of thugs or something, they would do great against. But if he's coming at them with
Magic
living
monsters.
fire, I
Yeah.
doubt they're going to fare
right.
any better.
So maybe we should go get Rebecca.
And do what?
Go underground. So hide from them so they don't know
Yeah,
she's
there was a
right there
good
at
subway tunnel I know.
the. Yeah.
well, we
Go
did
down
set.
Right on 138.
What did we find out about that? We had
Nothing
somebody
yet.
looking into that.
Well, it's only been a day.
You had
so-
somebody watching.
Right.
Yeah, it's only been a day.
Yeah, you haven't heard from them, but you haven't tried to contact them either.
Yeah.
I think today would be a good idea to set up a couple of little safe houses for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when we get the notes back, we should make another copy of them and store them in a bank or something.
Yeah. Would be a good idea when we get them back, if we get them back at this moment.
Well, I mean, you guys could go
Go
and
get 'em
set
back
up
right
camp.
now.
Yeah, you can set up camp in the Times and copy them as they're working with them.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Or you could, in principle, ask Rebecca to produce a copy. Gesundheit.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, the Times has cameras and probably a much better photo lab than you guys have access to.
So let's do that.
They could literally take photos and
Let's split the group. I would think you would probably be the best at getting some safe houses because you would know where to put them.
You know.
You run booze, so
I'm just.
I mean, you know where to put stuff to keep it hidden. Samus would probably. Well, actually, no. You were.
You'd want to
assistant.
check the drapes. Be like, yeah, this I could stay here. Oh.
Well, you were a library assistant before, right? So you're good at correlating stuff. So Times. You'd probably go to the Times.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Times.
All right. So I'll go with L, and we will set up a few, like 2
okay, so
out of the way places.
in order to set up safe houses, you're gonna need to rent places. Sunday afternoon, evening,
Probably not.
you're not gonna be able to,
Okay.
right?
Unless we go to a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, or a hotel type setup, and that's gonna get real expensive real fast.
Fast, yeah.
I'm guessing that's not the direction you'd want to take it, but correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Not gonna draw more
So
attention.
that's probably something you're gonna want to start working on Monday morning.
Okay.
But making duplicate copies of the records and the notes, that is something that you could start Sunday night because
Well, let's do that.
Times is 24/7.
Let's do that. Then. We'll look up there.
Maybe we can ask her if she knows any places that we can.
And being at the Times, we could look
in
at
town that we can
Sunday's
hide.
classifieds and see what houses are available.
You could.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Right.
There you
Sure. Anybody have bureaucracy?
go. I do.
I do.
Roland, right? Yeah, Roland. You're able to track down a couple of good candidates for reasonable prices for some out-of-the-way apartments in neighborhoods where you're not likely to immediately be killed for walking out the door. That you think you could set up safe houses in.
So outside of Queens.
And who has anybody have photography?
I do.
Yeah, but you're already tied up. Technical ability, very bottom of the middle column.
Nope.
Nobody has photography?
No.
I don't think I do.
Luckily, we're at the Times.
Yeah, there are plenty of photographers. I just thought if anyone else had that skill, they might have been able to contribute to the experience. But nonetheless, yeah, so somebody's busily taking photos and producing prints from them of the notes.
Time to have a sit down. Let's have some coffee.
Was there anything you guys wanted to go over with Rebecca?
Other than the imminent danger she's probably in?
I think you've mentioned that a few times.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna mention
Does she have any
more.
questions for us? Would be a better. I'm not
She's
sure.
trying not to color her perception of what she's read from the notes.
Okay.
Since you guys don't claim to have written any of them. I don't even think Samus claims to have written much of the notes.
I just made copies of them.
Yeah. So, no, she wants to experience them firsthand.
No. She met Father Sally.
She did.
I'll give her his journal.
Okay. Great. She will be happy to review that as well. Yeah, so Sunday passes. You guys go back to your respective hotel rooms or base of operations, get some rest, and we move on to Monday morning. Who's going out? So the two of you are going out apartment hunting.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
And what are the three of you doing?
Well, I'll go apartment hunting as well. I'm the one who found
Okay.
a couple prospective places.
How old is your character now?
I don't know, 30s.
And Samus, what were you planning on doing Monday morning?
How about going back to Harlem and checking out to see if those guys watching the
Subway.
Mabel's place? Well, in the subway, yeah. If they've discovered anything or seen
Going by
anything.
yourself?
No, I'm gonna go
I
with you.
guess we have a volunteer to go on
All
this
right.
side mission.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. I'm going with you.
What you gonna wear?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Subway clothes. I have a whole closet full of
This
trunks
being-
full of things.
This being the 20s, us going apartment shopping, we would probably have to act as though we're a married couple then. People would not probably rent to a
How old
man
are
or
you?
woman. I'm 47.
All right.
Hey, it's after the Great War. All right, an entire generation's gone. You take what you can get.
Well,
Honestly.
okay.
One too many men left after that.
All right. We can go with that. Sure.
And I'm a doctor, so me
Yeah,
taking
well,
a
great.
young woman, yeah.
Okay. I
Makes
could see
sense.
that happening.
Sure.
And who
Sure.
am I in this?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, who's this guy?
What's Roland's
Just-
connection?
Act a little like
Maybe younger,
like the
maybe
weird
younger.
uncle. You could be like, this is
I'm
the.
actually a younger character, so maybe like your younger brother.
You're the stepchild.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
the
That's
younger
weird.
brother. I can't like.
You were Madam's Wild, or no? Was it
No, wrong character.
wrong character? You could be their toy.
That would be a
Or
little
how about
strange.
just friend and colleague who's just joining you on your adventure looking for apartments?
That's fine. But I'm saying, like, we're like, yeah, we want to rent an apartment, and there's a man and a woman in 1925. They'd be like, why?
Yes, they would.
So we would have to simply, yeah. So I will pick up a very, very inexpensive set of rings.
Sure.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't get too attached to it.
I always wear rings. It's the nature of my business. I have to protect myself.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. Go check.
I have a ring on.
So
Sure.
I have a very inexpensive bag.
Very good. Yeah, you guys, it's not real tough. You find a couple of good candidate places and secure
All that work for nothing.
No, not for nothing. We found some great places. If we wouldn't have done that, it would have
Would
been.
be like, oh no.
No.
Who are you?
You're not renting.
Who are
You're not
you?
renting this place. This is not a brothel.
Got it.
A
All
den of
right.
iniquity.
So we find a couple places. What side of town are we on?
You tell me.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I'm assuming you're not in Manhattan
Well,
No.
because you
no,
want to be
we're-
able to afford them.
and
So-
we want to be able to be like as inconspicuous. I mean,
So you're probably looking at
No,
something
Central
in Brooklyn.
Park West.
You're probably looking at something in Brooklyn and then maybe Queens for a second one.
Yeah, or even off. Maybe even on Long Island.
It's going to be a little more expensive, but
It's just a ferry ride, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
why are we going to waste time with a ferry?
well, it also separates us by the East River. It's never a bad thing.
Yeah, nothing bad ever lives in the water.
Right, and then you're surrounded by it. Mm-hmm.
We're on Manhattan Island. You're right, though. Let's not do that. Yeah, probably Queens and Brooklyn. Or trying to remember.
May I flip this around for a second?
Yeah, trying to remember what's like the northeast area. I don't know what it's called. Far enough out of town that it's not too far.
and once you go,
I'm gonna actually look at
because Long Island,
There's
Staten
Coney
Island,
Island.
Manhattan,
Isn't Coney Island?
But that's like 50 miles away
Yeah.
from that's a heck of a.
Brooklyn, and Queens. Those are the 5 boroughs, aren't they?
Yeah, you know what? We could do Coney. Coney right now is probably pretty cheap and far enough away that if we had to really hide, that's a good place to hide.
That's going to take pretty much all day to get there, right?
I don't think this is the map you want.
That's not the map. Just downtown.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the map I want. It may have been the map you
We'll go
want.
Brooklyn, Queens.
There's Staten Island also.
That's right outside Harlem.
Harlem is a part of Manhattan.
Mhm.
So
Is
there's
it? I thought
yeah,
it was
there's lots of
It's like
different-
on the northern side.
So Manhattan Island is the
Okay.
middle.
Oh, all right.
The other boroughs are around.
I knew that. totally knew that.
I have no clue.
Yeah, my
I-
New York geography.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
A million years ago, I worked on
I mean, I could tell almost right where
a
it is.
shadow
I've
on supplement
never-
for New York
I've
City.
never been
That's
to
the only
New York,
reason I remember
so-
any of this.
What's up?
The Rotten Apple. It was the Shadowrun Missions source book.
Okay.
Wow, I got some weird spam thing going on right now. You guys, look at that crazy crap.
Oh, that's fun.
Sorry, I got totally distracted by that.
Yeah, we'll go Brooklyn and Queens. We should be able to find a nice little double or something.
So,
Wow, 12 messages.
yeah, you guys get that set up without too much trouble. And the two of you are still at the Times, right?
We are heading over to Mabel's, I believe, to check
Oh, that's
out.
right. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yes, you were heading into Harlem
Because
to
nothing
check
can
out
go wrong
Mabel's,
there.
or you were going to stop at...
We're gonna go to the subway and see those guys that are watching. There's near.
Well, we
So
were
you
gonna-
don't actually know who the guys are that we're going to be doing the watching.
Isn't that place called Teddy's or something?
Yeah, so you...
Yeah, you haven't
the
met
guys,
the dude yet.
the Hellfighters said they were going to find some people to keep an eye on Fat Mabel's for you.
Okay, so let's go find the Hellfighters and ask them if there's any news. How's that?
So you know that they usually don't show up at Teddy's till after dinner, or for dinner, after
They got
work.
day job.
You can go fishing.
I mean, you can go exploring if you'd like. That's always an option, but you're probably not going to know who you're looking for if you try and go earlier in the day.
We'll go help these two move into their new place. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm done.
I'm done.
Let's go get your bags off from underneath the bridge.
I'm moving on up.
We could throw them into their place.
Am I going to the east side?
Yes, sir.
Deluxe apartment in the sky?
Yeah.
Deluxe apartment. Yeah, I mean that's all I really got at this point. So
I figure
were
we
at
just
the
hang
meeting.
out all day and maybe somebody will wander in.
Where are you hanging out?
The Teddy's place.
Oh, at Teddy's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not? There's nothing else to do.
All right.
The casino part's not open
And
until
Mabel's
the
is
night.
right down the street, though, right? Like right across the street.
Right, yeah, it's
It's a
like
little ways down the street.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
You know, if any buildings catch on fire or whatever, we'll
Well, that
be in the vicinity.
isn't the old Juju places boarded up down the same street too, so like we can see all
Not
that
from
stuff.
Teddy's.
It's a little ways away. A couple of blocks away.
Couple
from
blocks.
Teddy's. Yeah.
Let's go chill. Walk around, check things out.
Well, tell me what you checking out.
Oh, everything. Let me see. I don't know. I guess we'll go to Teddy's.
That was
I'll
my
go to
plan.
don't give up.
I mean, I can tell you places if you want to go get yourself killed. I can make some suggestions here.
Always about the killings with you, Rich.
I'm trying to be as positive as I can.
I know. I'll go to Teddy's first.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys sit down at Teddy's, have a nice sandwich. They make a mean grilled tuna there, and nice slice of pie. Probably some soup with it. Get excellent service. They're very attentive, especially since they've seen you in there talking to Hilton and his friends a couple of times in the past, so they know you're okay.
Are my henchmen there?
Well, you're out hotel shopping?
Keep up.
House hunting.
Yes.
How's it?
Apartment hunting, yes, that's right. Sorry, I said hotel.
Oh, wait a minute. Still stands. Are my henchmen still there?
I don't
Would
know
they be
why they
there?
would have been at Teddy's. You had wanted them to try and track down Jimmy Hallahan, who had been supplying booze to Fat Mabel's.
But didn't I also set somebody up in there to watch what was going on there? So I would have contacted or let them know somebody was there. But let me go ahead with what you're doing because I think
I don't remember.
I thought you were
mentioning that.
sending your people to be killed during the ritual at midnight. I thought that was your thought.
that was my thought.
Yeah.
Don't-
Yeah, that actually was part of my thought.
It
wasn't
was.
It
It was
Yeah.
a delivery at midnight,
Okay.
but we
All right,
have a
that
few
was what I
days.
was
We have
thinking.
days
That was what I was
Yeah,
thinking of. Okay.
All right.
I want to ask somebody at the bar there, or my waitress, or somebody if they've seen a gentleman come in with one hand and a hook on the other. If they've seen anybody like that.
She describes a guy who's got an injury from the war that comes in, that's been going in there for 5-10 years. He's a regular. He occasionally will play pool in the back, and it's amazing how well he can shoot for only having one arm. He uses the hook as a brace.
And you've known him for how long?
5-10 years.
Yeah.
She describes him. He's African American,
Okay.
about 5'8". He works in a machine shop.
He was clearly not my guy.
Clearly not your guy.
Yeah. another
Sounds
guy
like
with-
You
Alexander's
never know.
Just
Never
another guy with the
know.
hook.
Yep.
There's many of those around.
Probably who the police will arrest.
At that time, there may have been a lot of people without
Oh yeah.
limbs and faces, and
My character's missing an eye and part of his
there you go.
2 fingers on his left hand.
Well, you've got two factors. You've got war injuries, and you've got stamping plants weren't nearly as safe.
Stamping plans
Plants,
Oh,
stamping
the
plants,
yeah,
or
the plants,
any
right.
kind of
or the admissions factories, and
Yeah.
Okay.
They were unions, they just weren't strong.
Oh God. I want to go to Mabel's, but I'm afraid Alexander's going to be there. I guess let's just sit tight here
Okay.
for now.
Yeah. So you spend the day sitting around in there, and about 2 o'clock is when things are going to happen. When I'm thinking you guys are probably going to be done apartment hunting, because you're not being real picky. I mean, you're not looking for the place with the perfect view and the toilet that flushes just right and just the perfect shower water pressure. You're just looking
They
for
may not. No.
Blood pressure is a must.
you're just looking for some place that you can duck and cover and store some stuff safely, right?
Right, but I want to, get them at a good price. So I want,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. So
haggle.
yeah, but that's not It's not going to take all that long.
No.
So yeah, you guys can probably be done by around noon. What is it? What else did you want to do after that?
No.
What?
I'm just saying no.
I was gonna say we should probably stock him up a little bit.
Probably what? Stock it?
Yeah, with some dried good foods, blankets, maybe
Sure.
a couple of firearms, and ammunition.
Scott's toilet paper.
Asbestos, formaldehyde, anything you can find, that's what you should stock it with.
That's pretty much going to take the rest of the day.
So be it.
Are you,
If I'm the only one doing it, I'll do it.
Roland and Elle, down for that?
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are tied up doing that. Around 2 o'clock, as you guys are sitting at Teddy's, kid comes rushing in. Trinidad! Looking for Trinidad? He runs over, hands you a note, and it is from Rebecca. She says, we'd like you to come back to the Times as soon as possible.
And she's with him.
I'm gonna ask
Sorry,
them
what's your
if
name?
Rolling.
they have a phone.
Well, we're
that I
all
can
together
use and
actually.
try to
Us three
call
are
her.
together.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you give a call, and she answers and says, I got a package today.
Don't open it.
We're past that stage.
Okay.
It's kind of grisly.
Like a bear?
Like body parts, Grizzly?
It's a hand. A human hand. And it's got there's a note with it that says, well, tell Trinidad not to hire Murder Inc. anymore. You didn't hire a hitman, did you?
No. How do I do that?
I don't know, but I mean, they're hitmen. I've heard of them before. We've done pieces about them.
And now you have pieces of them.
I don't know why this happened, and, well, figured I should ask you about it since your name's on the package. Well, in the package.
Just
One down. I need to go.
Deny everything.
Yep.
And
Deny.
Okay.
Don't know.
I mean,
Was
what
it a
you
left hand or a right hand?
I don't think it really matters. We know that things have been
I'm
taken
just being
care
dumb.
of.
I'm asking.
It's the hook.
I don't know.
Well, the police are probably going to want to ask you some questions about it since your name's on it.
Sure.
Could you stop in when you get a chance? Probably sooner's better than later.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Ah, shit. I hang up the phone.
Why would he do that?
When you want something done right, you gotta hire cultists.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. Should we have specified don't use this address? No, it came to the
No.
Came
came
to
to the
the
Times
Came to the Times.
with your name on it.
Which
With her
means
name
that
in it.
So
in it.
It was addressed to Rebecca.
Look, so they are they're on to us, like I said. They're gonna be on to us. They're on to us.
So he knows Rebecca has the notes.
They're on to all of us anyway. So somebody's watching all of our moves already.
They don't need to be watching our moves. They got the mask. They just lets them know what's going on.
Exactly. So, like I said, that's one down. How many more to go? All of them. The whole murder gang's gonna be gone. We tried. Sorry.
Do we have any mythos books here in New York?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you've got a couple of them.
Like 3. One's got fleshbound covered. Another one says something stones on it, and the third one I don't even remember. I think it was in a language I couldn't read anyway.
The one in Arabic? No.
Yeah. Maybe it was the Jinn summoning one, but I can't read it, so I don't know.
Just looking to see if I've got the list here of which books you would likely have with you.
I just
I'll tell
remember
you.
the descriptions of them. I don't
We
remember the
have
names.
Final Confessions of Gaspar Virago. We have Antarctic manuscripts. We have Selection de l'Arme.
I don't think you had that one here.
Yeah, we only had 3 books with
Because
them.
I think Amongst the Stones,
I was reading the leather
the
bound
Narcotic
Rose was.
manuscripts.
Song of the Jinn.
Yeah, I think that's one that we
I think-
have.
Yeah, I think that was the third one.
Well, I mean, these are the books that we had before.
Mhm.
But
I just
most
put
of
that
them
one.
are in Egypt. Only 3 of them were taken
Okay,
to
so
China.
we have the Songs of the Jinn, Africa's Dark Sects, Life as a God, Amongst the Stones, Selection de l'Arme, Pentonic manuscripts, and Final Confessions of Gaspar Virago.
I think that Amongst the Stones is one that we have, just the leather bound or the
Amongst the
fleshbound.
Stones is definitely one of the ones that you had with you.
I think that's one that Rose was reading.
I feel like you had Song of the Jinn with you.
Yeah, because
Me? Rose?
no,
Sorry.
It was one that was brought with us to Singapore.
yeah,
Yeah.
because people were studying them on
And
the
the Selection de l'Arme was brought with us to Singapore.
Was it?
Yeah.
Alright, and that would be the third.
Okay. It wasn't Life with the Gods, because that one is bound in human flesh.
Yeah. I have right here in a book that she was reading on the way. She was reading a book on the way. And the book that she was reading is Almost the Stone.
Amongst the Stones.
Almost the Stone. A book of poetry.
It could
Seems
be
to be
Amongst the
bound
Stones,
in
Life as
flesh
a God, and
and
Selections
oily.
de l'Hiver Divan. And then, if that's the case, then Song of the Jinn wouldn't be with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure because
I feel like Muhammad had
he
been
might
reading that,
have
but he
already
might have finished with
it. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, we can go with those 3 then.
Okay.
Why do you ask? Somebody asked, which books do we have with us?
They're bored. They need reading material. That's like, bathroom reading material.
I had considered reading one to learn spells that might give us some protection against Alexander.
Okay.
Against who?
Well, I
Alexander.
can't give you any advice on any of them. I didn't read any of them.
You might have.
But you have the notes on some. I'm trying to remember what was in those books, though.
So, I mean, you don't have... These aren't, like there's no dust jacket on them that gives you a brief summary of the inside.
But there is an expired library card.
The slimmest of the 3 is Amongst the Stones. That one's probably only about 80 pages. The others, Selections de l'Hiver Divan, is quite thick. I mean, it's a tome. Think D&D spellbook type tome. Life as a God is quite a bit smaller than that, but it's still very dense, and the writing within it is kind of crabbed and all over the place. Both Amongst the Stones and Life as a God are written in English. Selection de l'Hiver Divan is written in French and Latin.
consider it.
Okay.
If you can't read Latin or French, then you just don't. That's not an option.
But I can. Which is dangerous.
Okay, Baker.
Latin, German, French. I have Chinese, and I'm thinking about Dutch as well, leaving me one open. Anyway,
Which flavor of Chinese?
probably not Shanghainese or whatever.
Okay. Because that's an important consideration.
Yeah. But if we're allowed to float them, I haven't
Yeah, you're
really
allowed to float them. That's
designated
fine.
which dialect yet.
All right.
So.
Trinidad, what were you doing in response to that phone call from Rebecca?
Well, I'm still kind of just waiting here for the
The Hellfighters?
Hellfighters.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to abandon me?
She's not going to abandon you. She'll wait. It's just a hand. She's going to get more.
Yeah. The hand's not going
It's
anywhere.
not going anywhere. Cops may come looking for me. I don't know. Ask me questions. I don't know. Why? Why they would ask me. Anyway.
You know why they'd ask you questions when your name
My
was...
name was all across the box.
Yeah. And it's such a common name.
I'm gonna. Please help me, save me. I don't know what's happening. I'm so scared. That's my answer to the cops.
Okay. So, yeah, about 4 o'clock, a couple of the Hellfighters come in while you guys are sitting in probably what's their usual booth because we wanted to make sure you spotted them. And I said, hey, what's going on?
These are your boys, ain't they?
Yeah, well, I've met him before.
Yeah.
We were just here to see if you guys had any information. I know it's not been very long.
It's been a day and a half, right? 2 days? What did you expect us to find?
Well, we had additional information. We needed to let you know that one of our former buddies is now running around the city killing people.
Well, that's kind of important.
It is. That's why we're here.
Which one?
Alexander, he's got a hooked hand now, so he's kind of recognizable.
I can't add pictures to our stream feed, or I would add the I'm a monster.
Well, I was going to bring a Sharpie and just
You can
like
post it
draw
up
stuff.
on the Facebook page.
I should.
That is rather important. When did this happen?
Last night, yesterday.
Okay. How much danger are we in?
Well, we don't know where he is, and we know that.
You just know he's going around town killing people.
Yes, but we get there after he's already been there. We haven't seen him. But we know it's him because there's hook marks in the victim.
Oh, well, this just gets better and better.
Who Seamus talking to right now?
You mean the cut up victim in
One of the
pieces?
Hellfighters.
Yeah.
Don't forget that
What?
part. Oh,
You didn't see that person, so you're just making stuff up.
you know. I
Don't listen to the crazy person. Though.
What? So, it's not just killing people, he's cutting them up? What kind of maniac is your friend?
I think he became a cultist.
So you think he's got an inside connection? Why aren't you just trying to track him down then to find these cultists instead of putting our lives at risk?
We are trying to track him down, but we want to let you
You
know.
were sitting in the restaurant here.
Yeah, waiting
You
for
could
you.
have been tracking him. You could have left a note for us. You didn't have to spend all day sitting around. How long have you been here sitting waiting for us?
A couple hours.
That's time you could have spent trying to find this crazy friend of yours, homicidal maniac friend of yours down.
Well, he hasn't come here, or we would have noticed.
We're hiding. No, I didn't say that. We're scared. No.
What was Brock's character's name?
Alexander something or other.
Does anybody remember?
His last name?
Yeah.
I never used it once. I didn't write anything down.
It's probably written on the side of the passport.
Yeah, we could look at the passports if you want.
Alexander Hook.
Aren't they like right on the front there? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
They're
passport
right in the
section.
front.
I always want it to be Alexander Dumas, but it's obviously not.
No,
There's nothing
that's
in it.
not it. Nope, that's not it. That's me.
That's me.
Yep.
Was you?
Right.
In a former life, that was him. It's always the
James
last
Sullivan.
one.
Yeah, it's the last one. Of course it is. This guy?
What's his last
I
name?
don't know. There's nothing written in it.
Well, that makes it even better.
It does not. This is Sullivan. This is no one.
But yeah, that is nice. That is not filled out at all.
At all. There's nothing.
Mine's not either.
Just a picture.
Yep, just a picture.
He looks like
No.
this. Alexander Hamilton? I don't know. Something like that.
Alexander Hook.
That's all I keep writing. Alexander.
That's what it is now, especially because he doesn't have my last name.
I'm looking.
It could be important for us to know this.
We should know this, but going through old notes.
Yeah.
more
I mean, I have
notes.
Alex with Brock. That's all I have in my notes.
Yeah,
I wrote Alexander.
yeah. That's how we always just refer
Alright,
to
well,
it.
he has a last name. I'm sure we all know it.
I'm sure in character
Sorry.
you all know it. Yes.
Well,
Sorry
you
for
see, if
taking
you
up
go
so much
back
time
and
there,
watch
guys.
an old feed, there's his profile with his name.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily have the last name.
I
for
think everybody except me had a last name.
Well, you have a last name.
I
No
remember
last
seeing
name.
this.
Yeah. So
Like,
that's
these
the
are
point
things
I'm
that
making.
He told me about that book that I was supposed to.
Why don't I just text Brock and ask him what
The
his
book
last
that
name
you
is?
read? Oh.
And one thing here is like the belt of gold chain. Because aren't you trying to do a spell? I look at spell books in case.
We gotta
Oh,
find
well,
out
I'm
how to
thinking
summon
about it.
fire
Yeah.
monsters.
I didn't know.
How about
Because that's
wa-
not
no,
detrimental
we need to
at all.
summon water monsters to put out the fire monsters.
Yes. Summon the water monsters.
Yeah. Like the tentacle things that took
Wave
out-
of Oblivion.
Wave of Oblivion.
We'll just
That'll
take
put
out
up-
an
That'll put out the fire monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm still looking for it.
You know, it's taking too much time. Don't worry about it.
All right. Not that important.
Nope.
It's not? Okay.
Sorry.
So, you were, yeah, I mean, you put out a. Oh, so yeah, we were having our discussion here with.
You were getting
Hilton.
pissed at us.
Yeah,
Yes, you were, yeah,
Sitting there all day.
Hellfire man. Hellfighter man.
yeah. So, what are you doing to protect us then?
Well, we've contacted the police. They're aware.
Yeah, obviously they're doing a great job. How many of your friends have died to this
Well,
guy?
really, we've just come here to make sure we told you in person.
Well, nobody's
because
died.
No one can. There is no
I
protection.
thought you said he was killing people.
Not from our group. He killed a lawyer that we knew.
How is your attorney not your part of your group?
Well, he's not like a personal friend. He's sort of like a business relation.
You mean like we are?
No.
Well,
You gonna mention the hitman that he killed too? Or?
again, that's why we're here. I'm telling you in person. This is important.
I'll let her mention that.
Who's at
And there's a
Teddy's
gr-
right now?
There's
Uh,
a good
just-
chance that he can summon fire monsters that will engulf you and immolate you instantly.
Art and Hilton are here.
Okay.
Art Mills and Hilton Adams. So, you want us to just keep putting our lives on the line while there's a homicidal maniac running around town who just happened to used to be one of your best friends?
Well,
and he's only killing your business associates like us.
You met him, so he is aware of you, and now you're aware that he is aware.
Now you know that he knows that you know that he knows.
Yes.
So I'm now aware that life's looking a whole lot better out in California.
It is.
Well, maybe not Los Angeles, but California in general, I'd agree.
Well, am I at Teddy's with them?
No.
You're
Yeah,
you're,
I know.
You're shopping to fill up the apartments.
We left the most
And
diplomatic.
my SpaghettiOs!
we left the most diplomatic of our group to break this news.
Are we done shopping?
Hey,
No, we're stocking up the save
You
house.
see, I
you
got
guys
a-
will learn from this, won't you?
I've got a skill called unassurance. I got a skill called.
You
I
don't
can
push
definitely assure you that your life is in danger.
I,
I can definitely do that for you.
yep.
So
All of our lives are in danger. None of us are safe.
So yeah, if you want to pack up and leave
Cats and
town,
dogs
that is
living
not a bad
together.
idea.
all right, we'll let our friends know who we're going to be watching Fat Mabel's to not do that and get out of town. Tell you what,
We done chased him out of town.
We save lives. We're the heroes.
tell you what, make sure when you solve this stuff that you send a letter to, and he pulls out an envelope, writes down an address. Send a letter here when it's safe to come back.
Okay.
What?
No, not okay. That's a little drastic. I mean,
You're telling me there's a homicidal
surely-
maniac who's
surely-
killing everybody you know, and you want us to hang around and be the next victim?
well, he could be killing other people too. It's not just everyone we know.
Stop!
You're very reassuring.
I'm using my telepathy.
It's not just you that he wants to kill.
You have family members, friends. We have everything.
Don't I have henchmen in this bar?
We
that
just
can
need to
shut her
send a
up?
shovel that way. Just keep digging down hand. Let's see how deep this one can go.
I
Sam
got
is
We
it.
have
right
to stay here to
there.
protect everyone.
Actually, no. Samus is with the shovel. Diane just threw a dynamite down. Let's see how big we can make that hole. Your friends, your family,
Exactly.
your pastor.
You can't just leave. Other people are in danger. You have to stay and help.
Help with what? How many people's this crazy?
We need to capture this guy too and be on the lookout for him. And we're here
Well,
to tell
what's-
you in person,
Which one of your friends is this?
not mine.
The librarian, Alexander.
There's a homicidal librarian?
Yep.
Sounds real enough to me.
It's always the quiet ones.
Anybody that doesn't thoroughly understand the Dewey Decimal System, he's not going to work.
I don't like the sound of this one bit.
Most of the people watching don't know what the Dewey Decimal System is. Nobody uses that anymore, right?
Well, I don't know. I know that my cousins, they can't read a clock unless it's digital.
I know.
You understand?
I do.
I made a comment about Clockwork Orange earlier today, and nobody knows what that is.
Oh my god, that's a sin.
That's just a decay of society in general. It's time to leave town. Probably the country.
Stop saying that.
What? Say what?
This is out of character.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Well, I know it's out of character, but
Current
still.
events, yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Well,
Never listen.
What
to
time of
Beethoven.
day? We're like 5 o'clock now.
it's like 2:30 right now for them.
Oh no! This boat's on fire. It's been torpedoed. It's
We're giving you
it's starting to do the
everything.
death roll.
Laying it out for you, letting you know.
So instead of getting
Is there
information,
anyone in the bar
just get
that
the fuck
I
out of
know that
town.
can intervene?
Get your families
Well,
and
at the
leave.
moment, everyone in the bar is aware of this conversation because there's been a whole lot of shouting going
Of
on about
course.
the homicidal librarian
Right.
that's going around cutting everybody.
So my henchmen are hanging out there waiting
Well, they've
for
certainly
Wednesday.
heard about this, yeah.
Just text them. Oh wait.
So they're probably a little concerned about the homicidal librarian too.
Yeah.
The hook-handed homicidal
Sure.
librarian. Yeah.
Okay, everybody needs to be aware of him. He's dangerous.
I mean, are you putting up sketches on telephone poles at this point? Because
I am an artist.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Why
can't.
not?
I can do a little doodle.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's put anything out there we can. Why not?
Yeah, they can. I mean, if you want to do a drawing of him,
Yeah.
they're all
This
about
reminds me of D&D.
getting
Just get
the,
all the evil people to follow you.
getting the drawings made and posted up on telephone poles all over town.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Rebecca would
Beware
probably
this
help us
man.
do that, right?
Hmm?
Rebecca would probably help us do that. Like
Well,
do
these are the guys in
copies.
Harlem that are interested
I mean,
in doing it.
You
Oh,
don't even
okay.
have to sketch it. I'm
All
sure
right.
we have photographs of him.
Not
Yeah.
by
Not that
hand.
many.
Well,
With his hand.
You have one somewhere.
We've got the passport photo, just of his head.
No, we need the one with the hand.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
No.
No, this is that I was being facetious. Don't.
God, John's smiling. I'm scared.
give me the. Do you have art?
I do. You want me to make a roll? I have 1 point.
You have 1 point.
I do.
If you want to spend that point,
Oh,
you get
yeah.
a very, very effective
This seems like an important
sketch
thing.
done of Alexander. You believe it's very accurate, and there's a print shop nearby where they're able to get wanted signs.
It's not even wanted. It's like warning.
Warning, and the $500 reward for evidence leading to the capture of.
Information.
Capture? I wouldn't really put capture. No one really wants to capture.
Information.
Well, you can't really put a bounty out on someone on a sign that you
Right.
put, wanted dead. That's not going to fly in New York
Yeah.
City.
That's not-
1925, not
Shit.
1825.
Well, shit. I guess put capture. Capture. Information of whereabouts. I don't know.
Suspected of multiple homicides.
Sure.
Arson.
Yeah,
Has a hook
we'll do it.
hand.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. A big.
Believed to be armed and dangerous. Yeah. Sure.
Yes.
All right.
We've done our part.
Yeah, I mean that's going to take a few hours.
And
Get it all taken care of.
riders didn't leave. Or whatever they are.
A couple of them are taken off. Yeah,
That's fine.
and encouraging their family too as well. And the bar kind of cleared out too. Basically, anybody that could leave was going to ground because there's a homicidal librarian in town.
Don't go to Mabel's.
What are you planning on doing after that? Your successful job of
Yeah,
spreading
you
panic
guys
through
were-
all of Harlem.
We come out of the store.
Okay,
we
next
got
time,
things of
we split the
groceries. People are
party.
screaming down the street.
Whose idea was it?
When we split the party,
The guy that always says,
I
"Let's
didn't
not
think
split
you guys
a party."
would take a massive dump on what we just built. I didn't think that would happen. You guys dumped on it and then wiped with the remains of anything that we had semblance of an alliance in Harlem. So now we're just gonna. At
Did
least
we gain
have,
any information from them?
no.
Okay.
We
We
gained.
got flyers put up,
No.
Yeah, you definitely have flyers. Put up. The flyers have
Here's
been
my,
placed.
and we
here's
didn't
my
die.
Hellfighters note.
Oh.
Hellfighters. Flee town.
No. Some hellfires.
So again, we come out of the store with toilet paper, and here come a bunch of people screaming down the street. You're not gonna believe what happened to Teddy's. No, we're not in the same town.
Yeah, but you do actually catch a newspaper, late afternoon edition. That's extra homicidal librarian spotted in Harlem.
Perfect. Perfect. I show it to you. What?
There is a sketch with a very good likeness of Alexander on the front page.
Does it have Seamus's signature at the bottom?
They cut that out. They cropped it.
They would have to pay him if
So this would be a late edition of the New York Times.
It'd be one of the rags.
Post
Right, okay.
or something.
Yeah,
The Inquirer.
The Sun.
Daily
Son.
Tribune.
I mean there's like
Yeah.
20 newspapers.
Right. Not like today.
Right, and so
Well,
this
we
is going to
needed
be
to
one.
hit the New York
It's one of the
Times
more
so
sensational
people
ones.
take this
but
stuff seriously. How we get it into New York Times.
Yeah, we're already working on destroying that place. Okay, give it time. We
That'll
should
be
split
burned to the ground by morning.
We'll split the party. These two will go to talk to Rebecca.
That's where I'm going next. I gotta go talk about the hand. I talk to the hand. I gotta go talk to. You going with me, Samus?
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We got a little time before they get back to town.
Yeah.
Were we hanging out at the safe house waiting for them to come back?
No,
then,
no,
or-
we were
No,
just
we don't
stock
even know where
shopping.
it's at.
You were stocking-
I know, but what happens after we stock up? Are we going to
You
wait
hadn't
there?
agreed on where you were meeting this evening.
We haven't agreed on that.
No, I assumed that we were going
Brilliant.
to meet up for dinner somewhere. I did not assume that they would Shanghai our entire operation in New York, but that is apparently what happened.
I figured the New York Times would be a good place to go.
Yeah.
To know that we've been back and forth between there.
Yeah.
It
That's
might
fair. We
not
can have
be.
everybody show up there about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So let's make it 5:30.
5:30.
Yeah, that seems a
Fantastic.
little better. So you could probably even have one of those newspapers in hand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got them. Mm-hmm.
Now these
Here's what's that?
be like, is that your handiwork?
No, I didn't. What is that? I've never seen it before.
Homicidal
It's absolutely,
librarian in Harlem?
It's absolutely the drawing you did. Sean.
Yeah.
Samus, it's, I mean, very clearly.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, now we have the whole community looking for this person.
It also says $500 reward.
Which one of you has $500 for the multiple?
Not me.
Who are they calling? Where are they calling?
Who's calling? Who's
You guys
calling
put
what?
flyers out?
Where does it say to?
Call the
Right.
New York
Give your-
Times. Call Rebecca.
Call the Hell Riders.
You're gonna
I don't care. Call the Hell Riders.
No, it says to contact the police for the reward.
Do the police know that? Did you guys
This
give
is-
the
this
police
is-
$500?
Do the police
I
know
want
this
to give
is
the police
happening?
$500. They
Well,
get paid.
There are going to be a ton of phone calls, and they're going to find out who did this, and there are legal repercussions for doing something like this.
For doing what?
But he doesn't have an address.
If you
so-
walk into a building and scream there's a fire, and people are running around, and some people might jump out of a window to escape the said fire, who's liable for that?
If you're asking if we got the mayor's permission, no, we did not.
If you're asking if we put out there for people to be aware that there is a...
You put a $500
Library.
reward on a poster and posted it.
So it's okay for people
Is this
just
the guy
to be...
that cut off the hand?
Rebecca said.
What?
Yeah, that's Rebecca.
What hand?
The one in that box.
What hand?
What?
She called and said that there's a letter for me for the hand in the box. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
What is
See,
the
we're
letter in
being
the, what
watched.
does the letter in
What
the
does
box
the
say?
letter in the box say?
I don't know. What does it say? Should I open it up again?
There's a
I'll open
letter
it
in
up.
there that says, Trinidad, please stop hiring the assassins.
You hired assassins?
No. I didn't hire
My head just
assassins.
drops. I'm like,
I didn't hire
Okay,
assassins.
wait a second. I need to put this. So
wait, do you need
you
it?
hired somebody to kill this man, then made a poster with a $500 reward, saying to contact here.
I pull out a flask and just hand it to him.
Contact the police.
Oh, contact the police. Please tell me there is not a stamp on this that says where this was printed at. Please tell me you guys did
No,
not.
there's no.
It doesn't
Well,
really matter.
You don't
If
have one of the wanted
If you
posters.
think that you're exempt and you think that nobody knows what's going on, they all know what's going on.
Who knows what's going on?
Well,
Because I sure
why
as hell
was-
don't know what the hell you guys are doing right
Why
now.
was he shot by Alexander?
Alexander shot him because he wanted these notes.
Why is Alexander killed Ramsey?
Because he was the money.
Because he knows every move we're making and where we're going. So
Right.
we have to get him. So what do you want to do? Let him just keep knocking us off? Or you want to stand up first?
I don't think putting flyers up around a neighborhood and having newspapers then print those flyers, especially...
You don't think people should be aware that there's a maniac running
No,
around?
I don't.
Why?
I don't think that they should be aware of this.
Okay,
What?
I do.
Honestly,
I
it
think
might,
they should be aware.
This might make it a little harder for him to move around.
I think it'll make it harder for us to just be in New York, because the police will want to know who's inciting a riot or who's inciting panic.
I don't see.
There's no
I don't
inciting
see
anything.
Samus's name anywhere.
No,
on
there's
this.
no connection.
There's
But
no connection.
And the police already know.
all right, let's
because
get
of
past the
him.
point that it's been done.
No,
I get that.
the
I
police
get it.
already know because he told him that the guy with the hook already shot at him.
Right.
So they already are aware of the guy.
No, you missed my point. Where did you guys put these flyers up?
I
All over Harlem.
Okay, so 2 white people in Harlem is not going to be that hard to track down.
Huh?
She's not white. Just saying.
I didn't say I put the posters up.
Who did that?
The Hell Fighters.
Yeah, as they were fleeing.
Wait, you guys talked to the Hellfighters?
It was their idea.
Oh God.
You guys talked to the Hellfighters?
Well,
what happened with the
Some
Hellfighters?
of them stayed, some of them left.
What do you mean
They
some of them
have-
stayed and left?
They may have went and took their families to another state
Wait a
because
second.
they were a little worried. But
Just looking at
Let
you
me get this
the guys
straight.
that-
Why we went?
the brave ones stayed, and that's who we need to stay. We need the other ones that are scared to get out. We're fine.
California was mentioned.
He did say.
Okay, so our only
I don't
allies
understand
in
why you're so
Harlem.
upset.
You
Hey, what's wrong? You don't have. It's fine. I don't understand. Do you need me to buy you a drink?
I already handed him my flask.
I need to give him Jimmy's alcohol. It's better than yours.
All right, it's about time we take this outside.
I'm just saying it's a talk.
Obviously, you've done enough talking in here. Maybe other methods are needed.
let's lay this all out. Our only allies in Harlem, you guys have scared away.
No,
We warned them.
You warned them, and they left.
no. Some of them left. Some of them
Some
stayed.
of them left.
Everybody
some of them
has,
stayed.
you know.
Okay. Are they going to help us anymore?
Yeah, they just helped us put the fires up. Of course, they're going to help us.
Okay, getting back to the flyers. People are going to start asking who put those up.
I think more or less people are going to ask, "Where's this guy at?" and be worried about the guy with the one-handed hook, the librarian that's killing people, instead of who made the signs.
That's the
The
reason why we
cops-
talked to the police about that. All right, it's because that the police would do that in their. They have procedures to do. You can't just go around putting up flyers saying to contact the police with a reward. They will now be inundated with these phone calls from people looking for a reward that isn't there. Then the police are going to become upset that their resources are being used for flyers that they did not put up on a case they did not release to the public.
You can put them up. We put them up. They're everywhere. You can do it. We
This
did
is not
it.
a lost cat.
Kind of.
And
And this was
Out
done
of
at
curiosity-
Teddy's.
What now?
No, we're at the time.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying when they talking to the Hellfighters, you guys were at Teddy's, right?
Yep. Yes. 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 We weren't going to Mabel's.
Well, we need to think about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And right now we know that Alexander knows that we gave Rebecca these notes. We know that Alexander knows who Trinidad is because that letter to Rebecca was addressed to her.
And he did all this before we even put the flyers up.
He
Right.
had to.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we got the phone call before we put the flyers.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we've known that Alexander is out to kill, or at least confiscate all of that. We've known that,
Yeah.
And kill us.
but we haven't helped that situation here.
Because he was.
One iota.
So that's over. But he did try to kill him. So he is out to kill us too. We have to keep that in mind.
There are a lot of people that are going to be out to kill us.
Mm-hmm. So far, he's the most intimate one, right up our butts.
I get that.
The most successful.
The most successful.
Well, what we've
No, I
done,
wouldn't say that. He didn't get you.
How is what happened helping though?
How is what happened to where?
How is putting out these flyers?
It makes the public aware.
How
It
is
makes
hiring?
the public aware.
How is hiring
and
assassins?
So it's going to be harder for Alexander to get around, and people are going to be aware of Alexander. If he's walking in, what if he just walks into the bar and sits down, and the Hell Riders have no clue of who he is, and he just starts
Or they
burns
think
the
he's
place
still his
down.
friend.
So
You know, they could think he's still.
Yeah.
I had no problem with you warning them. It's one thing to say, hey, there may be some interested people.
And then
But-
they took it a step further. Why don't we warn the whole community?
They
So-
suggested
so-
doing this?
yes, so we've been saying they made the flyers. They wanted him to give a sketch of them.
look, if we can hinder his movements at all, then regardless of what this is going to do, then we may be able to get a little bit ahead.
And you know, the people in Harlem don't really have any faith in the police department anyway.
This way he can't move around freely like everybody's friend. People are going to be aware
Or
of
is
him.
he going to flee town too?
He's
And
not
if he does, then we succeeded.
He wants what we have.
Problem just moved on.
He
Well,
ain't
yeah,
going anywhere.
but better to push it on down the line so we can deal with other things.
And if he can take care of assassins and get just body
What
parts,
assassins?
I don't know, whatever the note said. But he knows we need
Probably the dead ones, considering we have pieces of them in a box in front of us.
Well, there was a whole pieces of a whole body in front of you just an hour ago in his own home. So you don't even know whose hand that is. It could be Alexander's other hand.
I don't think
To
you
show
would
us
send
how
a message.
crazy
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
There's a tattoo on the back of the hand that belongs to one of the mafia syndicates that's associated with Murder Inc.
Oh shit. Either way,
Up to you, lady.
we just had a whole body in pieces.
Talk all you want.
Well, what we've been doing today is I hand out keys and an address. We're trying to secure a safe house. So
Two addresses, I think, right?
Yes. We have two places
Two places.
that are out of the way, that are stocked, that if we need to find a place to hide, we can.
Well, give me them keys. I'm
Well,
going
why don't
one
we just
right
put
now.
that address on the reward side?
That's a great idea.
Isn't that a good idea?
Yes.
What did she say?
I want to buy a large light, put it on the top, so that everybody knows that's where we need to be.
Right there.
Right.
It needs
That
to
way,
have
if we're anywhere in the city, we know exactly where to go.
it needs to have a bat
At least
symbol.
at least if there was said hitman, at least it's not a wanted sign. It's a little bit more. But again, we'll talk later.
So,
Again, I don't know why you guys think you're safe anywhere. Because you're not.
So,
so we don't have anybody watching Mabel's anymore.
yes,
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't stop.
I've got two henchmen that were
No,
hanging
they
out
said
there.
we're getting the family out. We're not going to watch anymore.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Well, I have the
They
two
said that.
henchmen that are waiting for Wednesday, and they're hanging out at Mabel's.
They're hanging out. I thought you had them at Teddy's. You have two at Mabel's and two at Teddy's? Because if you've got two people hanging out at Mabel's, you pretty much,
You're gonna
double
be
or
getting
triple their
hands.
clientele.
We'd be getting two
I had
hands.
two
in the mail.
henchmen come into town, and I split them up between the two places.
Okay, so you've got one at each?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, because I gotta find
We need information
Timmy, Tommy, talk a lot.
if we're going to stop these people.
You know what we forgot to do? I'm sorry to backtrack a little bit here, but on that Monday,
We're into Monday evening at this
Yes.
point.
okay, then we need to do this on Tuesday morning. So we need to make our way, which we plan to do, to the transit authority to
Yep.
get the
Subway.
blueprints of the subway.
Weird.
He had somebody doing
Nope.
that.
Because it was on Saturday when we came up
Yeah.
with that plan.
And you came up with that plan too late.
He spent a point to do it already.
I spent a point to do that.
Yeah, which
It just hadn't been done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It gets done at some point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then what? Wednesday night, midnight is when the action occurs.
So we need to do.
So
we need to
we
get those
think.
plans in first thing in the morning.
Jimmy. Ow.
to see if there's a way in, maybe through the subway or something. Anyway, back on track.
Literally, if you're talking about the subway.
Off the rails.
Crazy train right there.
It's your turn, Nate.
That's
You're
it. I'm,
dead
I'm,
right.
I'm at a loss on this one.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to take care of? Or can we move to Tuesday morning when
Did you tell us
Dr.
Ramsey's
O'Donnell?
dead? Do we know about that all? Did you guys tell us that?
I already
Here's a bigger issue
yeah,
that we
maybe
have.
we should
Though.
look
Immediate
into that.
issue is that with the lawyer gone, not only are our notes gone, but all of our financial backing is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
We have absolutely no way of funding this except out of our pocket.
No, I've already made that argument last week. And we have two fundings. We have your awesome credit rating, and we have the Carlyles here in New York City to fund us. They are now
My
interested.
credit rating is not that awesome.
Well, I've been told you guys are all rich. Hey, I got a 0.
Well, yeah, man.
Right, the Carlisle's is a good.
My hovel
Finder
has a
option.
roof. No, I mean, I have a decent credit rating, but not globe-trotting credit rating.
Well, let's go steal our money back.
From who?
Oh no, let's go venture and find out.
Why don't we post flyers about our money missing?
I don't understand why you're stuck on the flyers. It was the Hell Riders' idea.
Fighters.
Fighters. And it's a good thing. People are aware. He won't be able to move around as easy. He won't be able to walk in and say, hey. You know, people are going to be leery of him.
In his current state, I think people would be leery of him anyway.
It is a really good sketch.
Well, he must be getting into their houses and stuff somehow, pretending to be okay, and then like stabbing them in the back when they turn around.
Cutting them up in pieces.
So everybody should be aware of the situation. Not that there's that many people left alive that matter. I'm feeling good about my public service.
Absolutely.
We should
You
check on the
I am
the
too.
publisher,
I feel good.
He's
just to make sure he's
yeah,
still
give a call to his
alive.
house. Yeah.
Was an
Yeah,
office.
you're able to get a hold of him. Is there anything particular you wanted to cover, or was just a dead yet?
Yeah, just kind of make
Alright.
sure everything is okay,
Yeah.
and just to mention that Ramsey is dead.
He does not take it well. He's very shaken by that.
It would be a really good idea if you and your wife decided to take that vacation.
He agrees and makes immediate plans.
Starts packing.
Yeah.
Who is the officer
Who is that
we
you just
had
talked to, you?
to? Is that Officer Poole?
Poole.
Yes.
Lieutenant Poole.
Lieutenant Poole.
Somebody should probably give him a heads up. Was he in the district where?
No.
No, he was in the 7th.
On the 14th is Harlem.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
I
Call
assure
the
you, all the cops in town know about the homicidal librarian.
Yes. They made the paper.
Well, it made like the Tribune, which is not really.
But
It's like the National Enquirer.
it went through the grapevine pretty quick too.
I think we should sort of inform Poole about what's really going on.
Okay, who's doing that?
What do you mean by what's really going on?
Well,
Like, you
is
need to
he
be
is he
specific
going to know
about
about
that
what
one.
happened to
And are you doing this Monday night?
Carlton?
Yeah.
Is Roland doing this?
Well,
Because I don't think you had interacted with him, right? Could
I
be
did.
Wrong. You did? Okay,
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
Me
yeah.
and
All right. Yeah, so you've got his
Dr.
card. You can get a hold of him.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
give
think
a,
I will.
you
By
give a
what's
call.
really going on, though, what kind of divulging?
This is Poole.
Lieutenant, this is Roland Kurtz. We spoke on Saturday.
Yes, Dr. Kurtz, I remember. What do you have some new information for me relevant to the case?
Well, we have some information for you, and it is relevant.
Oh, do tell, please.
So, let's see what happened since Saturday, since we spoke. I've been shot. The Prospero house had been burned down.
I did hear about the fire. Is there a connection to the case?
Yeah, I was in the house when it was on fire.
And you think this is related to the homicides?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
How so? Is there some reason that you would be a likely victim?
Yes, because there have been some things that we've been investigating that Declan Steele and Father Sullivan have also been investigating. And you know what?
Are you comfortable talking about this over the phone?
No.
Would you prefer to come down to meet at the precinct?
Are you able to meet us instead?
Where do you have in mind?
Oh, should I give him the safe house address?
No. Give him the Times. Have him meet us here.
At the New York Times.
Of course, the main branch, main offices.
Yep.
I can be there in about 20 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you there.
Very good.
You need to deal with the police that are going to be asking about a hand in a box.
I got it. No problem.
Dear God, we're all going.
I got it. Let me do my thing. You do yours. I do mine. Real good.
I think with the notes that Rebecca has and Lieutenant Poole being able to at least browse through what we gave Rebecca, hoping that we'll be able to tell Lieutenant Poole about the stuff that is going on. Our current predicament of Alexander, the old friend of Declan Steele and all of them in the group, and Samus over here, is now trying to recover all of these documents and leaving a trail of blood in his wake. It's pretty much the groundwork that I'm laying. We need an ally. And if we can't rely on Harlem right now, we have to rely on somebody who might be able to have a little bit more kind of sway in getting more, I don't know, armed people with what might be going on. A police raid on Mabel's is going to be a hell of a lot more effective than, let's say, some dudes from Harlem and a group of,
Not his precinct.
Henchmen. Yeah.
doesn't have to be his precinct.
Yes, it does. But we can try.
It doesn't. He doesn't necessarily need official 14th precinct permission.
I think you do.
Has Rebecca found out anything? We're at the Times. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Has Rebecca found anything out about Hallahan?
She's found a few references to the name as a liquor smuggler.
Okay.
In town. He seems to be providing a fairly impressive network of different speakeasies that he's working with.
Does Elle have any connections with the New York Mafia?
Well, I was just gonna say we can set up this guy.
At least get information about him, because if
Well-
there's any drug runners or smugglers, the Mafia
Got some
might
guys
know.
staking him out to figure out
I was thinking,
where
if
the
you're talking about
arms
a
of it
raid,
go.
Getting the kind of like the Capone thing. You
Exactly.
don't go after the organized crime. You go after
You would
tax
go after-
evasion. So
or-
we don't go after the cultists. We go after the speakeasy.
Yeah.
That's another
And
excellent option, right?
if Mabel's isn't that wealthy, I don't know if they're paying off the cops enough, or if the Treasury is it the Treasury Department that takes.
So
care
I
of
could just
the
set up
stuff?
I
Hallahan.
believe
Yeah, 'cause
ATF
the-
is a subsidiary of the Treasury.
I think the ATF wasn't even around yet in the 20s. I think it was
Yeah, you think
Treasury
you're right,
Department.
yeah.
So
yeah.
they would have jurisdiction no matter what. But there has to be, pretty compelling thing for them to go into a raid. So
Yeah, and if some no-name bar is selling a couple shots of whiskey a week,
right,
it's not enough for the Treasury.
it's got to be something.
It's got to be big money.
That's
something
what I'm
big.
saying. I
But-
could set up Hallahan as being
We can
that's
lay-
where he's doing all of his stuff out of.
Yeah.
to get them at least in the door.
Well, we have 20 minutes to talk about this before the guy gets here, so let's lay out a pretty convincing idea that perhaps on Wednesday there's going to be a rather large shipment coming there
Right.
that you can somehow vouch will be happening, but we don't know how to do that.
Are
Yeah,
you
I
are
mean-
you connected to the mafia in New York, or are you like an independent sort of contractor?
I'm a little independent, yeah. Not little, but yeah. I was able to contact some friends.
Okay.
Parts of them are with us still.
You're hilarious.
Would somebody like Callahan be stepping on the toes of one of the
The
families?
bigger
in New York?
mafia, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
with that. I mean, I'm not from New York, so
I would like to inspect the hand
Mm-hmm.
from a forensic aspect. Was this just chopped off? Was this cauterized off? Was this unknown off?
It looks like somebody chopped at it for a little while, probably with a cleaver or a machete.
a little torture
Or a
first
hooked
is usually.
hand.
No, definitely not a hooked hand.
So usually a little torture first.
See, Alexander's got to become quite the badass because from before.
Yeah. With 30
So I have a
days.
question. Was Ramsey's body hacked the same way as that hand?
Ramsey's body, you didn't see.
They told us about it, though.
Well, hacked apart is hacked apart.
I would have seen because I was up
Well, you're just
very
asking,
close
though.
and
You
You were
personal.
very close.
Yeah,
I just want to
smelling.
Was
the,
it a
his
clean
stomach.
cut, or
Well,
was
I'm
it
saying
what you just said?
that's what I was saying. If I'm looking at the hand and it's cauterized, well, that's not normal. If I'm looking at the hand and it was just chopped off, I mean, that's conventional.
You as a coroner,
yeah. Post-mortem.
yeah, you're looking at this hand and this looks like, this is sloppy work. All right,
So-
this is not what a surgeon would do. This is not even what a good
This is
butcher
just a
would do.
message.
This is just somebody
Hacked.
hacked it off. The craftsmanship that you encountered within within Ramsey's house was comparable to this. It was not the work of a medical professional.
Right.
It was the work of
I need to get at your
It was
ears.
comparable to
is how
this?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So.
Yep.
Okay.
it strikes you as reasonable that this could have been done by the same person.
So, really, in these 20 minutes that we have before the cop gets here, we need to have a clear way to kind of point a plausible arrow to be like, Mabel's is a hub of some kind for booze coming in.
And it's just Pool that is coming, or we don't know.
I think I just asked Paul
And
to
it's
come,
just cool.
and I'm hoping that he is trustworthy
Don't
enough.
you think that from the information that you've given him that he might have somebody else in tow with him?
I
He
don't know.
might, and if he does, we're not telling him anything that.
He can't piece together himself if he had the information.
Right. In all honesty, really, and as unfortunate as it sounds, we're just trying to basically break up what's going to be happening, what we know will be happening in a few days. And
If we can't get support from Pool, then you may have the answer.
Okay.
but we need some kind of plausible that we have information that there's definitely going to be a shipment coming there. Something that would make them perk up and be like,
They would have heard of Hellhand. Pool would have.
Well, we can ask. I don't know if he did. If he
now
has.
I have a
Because I
feeling
can
that
use that as a.
if Hellhand isn't part of organized crime in New York, it means that he's not paying off the same people that organized crime is. And the organized crime is probably paying off people that are much more important than his stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm sure they wouldn't mind, kind of wedging him out of their market.
Yeah.
This is the idea, at least, to try to.
Yeah, I
You know
know.
what I mean?
What we really need here is the Japanese Navy.
Yes.
to
And a small
bombard
army
Harlem.
of Chinese, because we used that effectively last time.
They did a job.
They
just
did.
finished it.
Yeah, they did a great job.
So you're saying you're going to nuke Manhattan?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That would cleanse
Well,
the island.
That it would.
But knowing like what the other places are doing, that's probably on the table.
Have you figured out how the nuclear bomb works yet?
I haven't really. I don't think my character is quite.
Is this the Manhattan Project?
Ah,
That
Listen
is in
to
a
you.
few years, but maybe. He just made inroads
Yeah, I think
to.
I
With
think at this
Burr.
time that type of physics isn't even known
Yeah,
yet.
no, it most
Or-
certainly is, dude.
It's known,
Yeah.
but not.
No, nuclear science is a friggin' exploding right now.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. Watch Crash Course on like physics and our quantum mechanics and stuff. 1906 is when this stuff starts. It's insane. Like I can't believe how these people thought of this shit.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we're not going to go there with it, but
quantum mechanics, nuclear physics. Like this is 25 years after that stuff has started. I mean, it was what 19. General relativity, 1907.
well, how are we going to get the plausible arrow? Though? What can we divulge? How
I
to get
think
that
we
plausible
should,
arrow that way?
I think we reasonably know that the murders, that's the arrow. The murders that have been happening, sans Alexander's killing spree here, but the other murders that have been continuing over the past, well, just a couple years now, are stemming from Silas, who is now residing in
Yeah,
Fat
but we don't
Manors.
have a big old arrow that says this is the guy. What I'm saying is, to get to that arrow, you need to raid that place. To raid that place, we need to come up with a plausible explanation of having an outside force raid it.
Yeah, I
Preferably
mean, we
on the
have-
22nd.
So yeah, all we gotta do is ask Poole when he gets here whether or not he's heard of Hallahan, and if not, then I'll throw in some
Yeah, but
grapevine
miss.
Yeah, but I think we should tie it in too. Like, this
Hey,
is
let me-
just this is
Well, one thing I want to mention, as you guys are planning, Poole is a homicide detective. He's not.
Yeah,
He can pass word on
Word
to
on,
people,
I gotcha,
but
right.
he's not going to make a.
decision or
About a raid
right,
for,
I gotcha.
But I think
for
if we tie the two
running.
together,
Right.
if we tie like just this place being a den of the evil crap going on in Harlem, in New York, right? This is where the murders are stemming from. They're running drugs, they're running alcohol, like all of the bad seeds are coming from this place. That would hopefully interest him because this could tie the murders to the place, and then plus the alcohol could be the catalyst to get the people there.
on the files I saw,
yes,
the
I
murdered
like
people.
that. I
So-
agree 100% with that.
do they have anything
So
at all that
we
connects them?
excite the cops and the treasury.
I'm trying to remember which
Because
files
for
you're.
one, I feel like
when I talked to the
it-
other
he
corner,
has to
and I
be.
looked through those files about the
If
murders,
the cops gonna go
Yeah,
in,
so-
they were all
raid
killed
it.
the same way.
What about Silas?
Yes.
But the people
They're saying,
themselves,
you know, if
were they
he's
all from New
dangerous,
York?
you're
No,
putting them
they
cops in
were-
danger
all over the
without
place.
them knowing.
I have
you're
an
sending
idea.
them to their death, right?
Well,
That
they know
is-
now.
I have an idea. So I can reference back to the files that I have at the other corner. They were all killed in the same way. That links them all together, at least in the mode of death. Not all of them were from New York. We really don't have any backgrounds on it. We can say that, hey, these are people in the bootlegging rings that are making inroads, and they're all getting killed. These homicides, his department can tie into this bootlegging.
Bigger picture.
Yes,
and
it's plausible.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, to further like I don't know, make it more enticing, if cops are on the payroll of the mafia,
Yeah.
and this could be we could
They could be blowing up undercover. Dirty cops and.
Well, no. What I'm thinking more along the lines of is that if cops are on the payroll of the mafia, and this place is starting to take away business from the mafia, that might be even further enticement for those cops to raid this place on Wednesday. So we got a legit homicide detective wanting to stop murders. We have cops legit wanting to help the mafia stop this place from being the next, taking away that business from from who's paying them. You know, and then
arrows. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
I mean, the more that we could point to Mabel's on Wednesday.
And in the end, we're going to be going down in the hole with pitchforks. That's the result.
Well,
That's the end.
hopefully it's an angry mob.
But at
and we're
least we don't
behind
have to
them, but
fight like 60 cultists on the way.
Right.
It'll just be us in a hole. And
In
one
a safe
demon.
house. In a safe house.
Yeah.
No, I thought the plan was to stand at the bottom of the hole when the guys try to run out.
That was the
We don't know what's
original
at the bottom of the
one.
hole yet.
Yeah.
Why is that plan
And that
not-
was more Sully talking than.
And why isn't that plan still? If the cops come in, if the whoever drives the people into the hole is irrelevant.
I don't know. I think what's in the hole is we don't want to be we don't want to be in that hole.
You can always mention that
What you see,
the access.
The access is a
Like the shipment might not be coming by truck. It might
You
be
see
coming
this?
through.
Yeah.
Subway.
I think the cleansing isn't killing the cultists. I think the cleansing is to kill the thing and then seal. Yeah, I don't think the cultist is,
Right.
Well, then we go on a monster hunt.
Well, yeah, but we
But right now, let's see
don't
what
want
this.
to do it with
Let's plant this
against
seed and
60
see
other
how it
people.
grows.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna tell him when he comes?
We're,
He should be here by now, right?
Well,
He's
I wanna
listening
give you
to our
guys plenty of time
conversation.
to figure out
Yeah.
what your story is.
so our
And
story
once
is.
you've got your story straightened out, that's when he's going to arrive.
All right, so it's as thus. All right. Through your foreknowledge, the people that have been slain in the same manner were all working for various bootleggers. This is sending a message to them that this is no longer their territory. So that ties in the homicide part of it. Okay? That could make him interested, as it will bring like a commonality, and he might be able to investigate at that point. Maybe. On the other hand, it will bring up the whole, this has something to do with bootlegging, and that through other contacts that you know, is it, you've heard that there's going to be a very large shipment coming in on the 22nd,
2 days.
and that it's not going to be by truck. It's going to be through underground, and that at least we're telling somebody who might be able to do something about it. I think that's the most plausible.
I'm good with that plan.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Does that sound good to you guys?
It sounds enough to get hopefully enough arrows pointed at Maples.
You know he's
for
going to get
Wednesday.
here and start talking about flyers, right?
I know that.
The only thing I don't like about it is that he's going in blindly, and Silas is there. And what if he encounters?
We don't know that
Silas
yet.
Well, we can
don't
tell
even
him.
know that he's going in yet.
And
we don't know.
Silas
We
has
And
flaming
how about the face
something
snake?
that kills the innocent cop.
what face snake?
Oh, well, we don't know about the face snake, but we do know about the monster in the subway that we think is tied to 138th, which is where this
Well,
hole is.
Okay. we haven't even talked to Pool yet.
That's right. And
All I'm saying
I don't
is we're
think
going to point some
mentioned
arrows that
monster.
way
Yeah.
and have unknowing allies,
Yeah.
perhaps, in this. Or it could be absolutely, they could just say, go fuck off, and we're back to where we were in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean,
Because as soon as we
Run out of
open this up, he's going to start asking us questions. So there, you know that there's going to, at the end of this conversation, it's not going to be what we just talked about, because he's going to have his own thoughts on this. So
Well, there's
you can't
there's
project
even a
what he's
plausibility
going
we
to
can
be
bring
his
it for
answer.
that. Hey, why, this guy's obviously after you. Why is that? Well, because we know this information.
Correct. Just see.
and I did sort of tell Paul that I mean we have to tie in to like the information that the old group had been researching. Alexander, his involvement in possibly what's going on with the activities at Maples. So we need to.
Well, the
bring all
activities
of
at Mabel's, the way we're picturing it, or painting the picture, has nothing to do with supernatural stuff. It has everything to do with
Or
good old-fashioned
cultists or
money
anything, yeah.
and booze.
Just getting somebody else in there
Right.
to take a look
So
and see.
the reason he's after us, the reason he killed our lawyer, all of that.
I just
You
feel
don't
like
want him going
I
in
just feel like
blind?
we're sending in somebody blindly to
Yeah,
a
but-
place that
You just alerted
like,
the whole. Everybody knows about the flyers and everything. He's going to come in here and start asking questions.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
why
but
would
that-
you
but
not
that's-
tell him
that's,
what is actually we seen
The
at
flyers
Mabel's?
are a separate issue from the Mabel's
we don't know
calls.
anything about those flyers. The end. That conversation ends right there.
We'll see.
Okay, but still, you're still
I
sending
mean,
them
it
into a
was
place
a
that we know
concerned
is
community
not
that put up the flyers.
a
At
s-
the end.
okay. Go ahead.
We're trying to put out the dumpster fire, okay? It's not easy.
Go do it.
So, I guess.
Peeing on a bonfire right now.
Alright.
All right. So Pool shows up.
All right.
Okay.
We're ready for that.
Yes. We're
One more
I take
thing.
the hand and I just kind of put it behind me as I lean against the desk.
In the box.
Yeah, it's just back there.
Yeah, we do have to address that.
later.
Well,
I've taken care of it for right
the
now.
reporter will bring it up if we don't
Yeah,
have.
with
She's
her
not-
name.
We're not talking in front of Rebecca. This is when he arrives. We'll go.
You're using her meeting space. And you're not talking
Right.
in front of her.
We're talking behind her.
No,
Well, we can't.
we're not.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to accept that.
That seems improbable.
And we can't. We're not lying.
We're not.
So
She knows.
She knows what's
So,
going on.
all right, hold on.
Yeah,
We'll
this is
address the hand in the room. Okay.
I just want to sit back and
Do you
listen
guys
to
really
the
want me
Rebecca
to
police
talk about the
conversation.
hand?
Yeah,
I
because
want to
they're,
talk about the hand.
they're
No.
both going to be
All right,
there.
so
You are not
I'm just-
saying a word.
I'm
you,
just telling
you
you.
two
You said
are going to be
you want me-
muted this
No,
entire
because I
time.
will talk about the hand.
Do you want
if
me
you
to
want
leave?
Me to.
No.
Because I have a whole different
Wait, but that-
view than you
I
do.
cannot be there.
Honestly, the hand helps legitimize our argument.
Exactly.
Because
Because
that
it's obvious.
hand is
That's
marked.
That's where I was going for. It's like, we'll talk about the hand in the room. The hand in the room is, hey, I'm on. I know that you know, type of thing. We'll paint it as that
Yeah,
because
and
it
that
is the
is a
same.
marked hand by somebody who works for the mob. So that helps.
Don't get indignant on me. You're the one who hired hitmen.
Yeah.
You hired the hitmen.
So what? What? And
Hitmen, a
And?
little on the down low.
Well, we didn't hire anybody.
Yes.
This is just the
So
mob
a
interfering.
concerned community put up the flyers. We got that down.
Yeah.
And this hand is just a warning to us to back off, and we are not going to by talking to Poole. That's, We'll go with that,
Right.
and then point everything at Mabel's
Yeah.
and see what happens
Yeah.
as the New York Times burns down.
All right, let's see.
and
where this goes.
Mabel's and the cop
All right.
dies.
All right, let's
And
see.
all of Manhattan goes in a big
Let's just-
white flash.
Let's go do it.
Let's have some
see
fun.
All of the
I'm
counter
ready for
arguments
some
that
fun.
John
Let's
has
do
been
it.
thinking
All
of.
right.
Yes.
We've been
Right.
talking
So-
about
How do we
this
blow this up?
You guys sure you
Cool
want me to
comes
talk
in.
about the hand?
Huh?
You
Absolutely
can do
positive.
whatever you want.
I will.
Dr. Kurtz,
Lieutenant.
quite the crowd you've assembled here. Should I have brought backup?
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's talk.
All right. Is there a conference room?
Yeah.
Sure.
So he comes into the conference room. All 5 of you are there. Rebecca comes along.
Right.
So, you said you had some information for me.
We do.
He's got a notepad out, busily ready to scratch down information.
So, we think there's things that we've been investigating and things that friends and allies have also been investigating are all interconnected. And you know that from when we spoke on Saturday that we also believe that there was a connection between these murders and the group that met with you and pieces to the puzzle that all point to some conspiracy going on in New York.
Yes, I am aware that that's the theory you have been pursuing.
Well, I think there's more to the theory, and I think it's important for you to hear. And you're the only person I think we can trust.
All right.
So I mentioned over the phone that I had been shot on Saturday. As you can see, my hand's probably still in the sling,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
healing
I'm sure
well.
arms in a sling.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the burning of the Prospero house.
Did hear about that.
Also the murder of
Did you hear about the murder of Ramsey? What's his last name? Carlson?
Carlton Ramsey.
Carlton
Ramsey is the last name.
Yeah.
The attorney.
yes.
I
He
did
was-
catch that in the paper this morning. Yes,
He
that's connected to this. Well, he was Jackson's attorney.
He's also ours.
I see.
And I didn't read the article, but was any details about his murder presented in it?
Just noted that it was gruesome.
That's an understatement, but yes.
It was unbelievably gruesome. We're the ones who found his body.
I see. I was not aware of that.
After the attack, we went to his home to warn him, and found his corpse in such a state that even the Great War would have been a little more merciful.
It's terribly unfortunate.
We think the same people who were involved in what has been going on are the ones that did that to him too.
I see. This is a very different MO than the ones that we have observed previously in this string of murders. What makes you think that, other than...
Because it's all connected to us.
So are one of you the murderer then?
No, but the things that we've been investigating have been, I guess, pointing fingers at...
Shedding light on people who would rather be in the darkness.
Yes.
Do you have a name to go with any of these people?
Dr. Alexander. Last name.
Granville.
Hook.
The one who was one of Samus's friends previously?
Yes.
I thought all of your companions were deceased.
No, he wasn't on the island when the explosion happened.
Were any of the other friends who I was led to believe had passed also not on the island when it exploded?
Nope, just me and him.
You might have mentioned that.
I don't even remember us talking about it at all.
I may have came up with
Yeah,
a
it
conversation.
came up in the conversation that all the
others died.
I see. So
He was presumed dead. That presumption was obviously wrong.
you have encountered him? You shall
I have. I've seen him.
And that would explain why his picture was on the front page of the paper?
Well, that might have been a concerned community.
Yes, I'm certain it was a concerned community, but did any of you have something to do with that incident?
I don't believe so.
Of
Other
course
than
you don't.
being in New York.
Of course you don't.
So,
Cops are so suspicious.
what we think we know is that there's a location in Harlem named Fat Mabel's.
Alright.
These murders that have been coming up, all with the exact same method operandi, where they have the tongues removed. Your coroner, who I spoke to, believed they were all connected, and you did as well when we spoke.
I do.
They just didn't know how they were all connected.
That's true.
It wasn't until a small piece kind of came together that we believe all of them were working for the same or multiple bootleggers.
Bootleggers.
Yes. It seems that there's a new player that wants to come into the Harlem market. And anybody who was previously in that market is being exterminated.
I see.
And it's all centering around this Mabel's place.
So you're telling me this Mabel's is a warehouse?
It's a small bar.
Speakeasy warehouse.
If anything, it could be a drop point or a meet point.
Well, I can certainly investigate a homicide or a series of homicides. I don't really have the authority to investigate a speakeasy just on the fact of being one. But I can get in touch with the people who... What's that?
That is a piece a bootlegger.
Huh. You have the rest of him?
That's the only piece that was sent to us.
Sent to you.
Yes.
Do you know who sent it?
No. However, we can make a very good assumption based on
And who is that?
Dr. Alexander.
Alexander.
How long ago did this package arrive?
This
No, it was earlier today.
this
Earlier today.
morning.
And you didn't think it would be necessary to call the police?
We did. You're the only one we can trust.
Wonderful.
There's some other information that came to light as well. Is that tomorrow
Should we keep going?
Should we keep going?
I think you have to.
is on the 22nd. It is Tuesday right now, so tomorrow midnight.
Is it Tuesday? I thought we were still
No, I
Monday
think we're
night.
still Monday.
So
Oh,
yeah.
it's still
2
Monday.
days.
So on the
It's
20.
pretty late Monday at this point, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still Monday.
Okay, on the 22nd, midnight, there is a large shipment of drugs, alcohol, people, we don't know. But something serious is going to be happening at Fat Mabel's. And we don't have
Because we know this,
Alexander may or may not be there.
and because we know this, I think is why we were shot at, have been incinerated, and friends of ours are now being mutilated.
So, that was a friend of yours?
That was an
talking about
acquaintance.
I was talking about the lawyer.
Ah,
That was an acquaintance.
it's an interesting tattoo your acquaintance has. Any commentary on that?
What did it say? It said something about her, right?
No, the tattoo
is
marks him as a mob
mafia,
hitman.
mafia guy.
Ah, right.
Just a letter. Just a letter's addressed to her.
Yeah, but
They won't let me talk. It's on you.
You can talk all you want.
well, it can get a lot worse. I think we may know what that
The-
tattoo means.
Do tell.
Yes, you will.
Come on, that's a family mark.
It is.
Imagine what's going to happen to Harlem when they find out that some gangster in Harlem did that to one of their men.
It's gonna get ugly.
Extremely ugly. And it's already ugly down there with all these bodies that, unfortunately, as you pointed out, the police aren't truly investigating because it's hard. Now, I know you probably know people from other departments, and I know you're specifically homicide. But if this is what we think is going on,
It's going to get bad.
You're making a real headache for me.
You have to have allies that you trust that can act quick.
or at least
There's no way that the channels that it's going to take to make the moves, you're not going to get that happen in a day.
unless you got somebody who's intrepid and wants to make a name for themselves on a big bust,
The 14th would do well to have a bust like this
especially after all that
after all the bad press.
I'm sure they would. Just not sure I want to have my name associated with the tip-off to them. This is going to be one hell of a mess. So you're saying we've got homicide, we've got rum running, we got anything
You got
else?
the whole package. Anything
organized
else?
crime.
Anything else?
You got something you'd like to share?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
Oh crap!
Let's see. Well, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that.
What? This?
Exactly. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I will be in touch with some folks in the 14th. I appreciate the information you shared, and I'm going to suggest them rather strongly that this Dr. Alexander may be found there at Fat Mabel's. I'm also going to suggest rather strongly that there may be a booze shipment coming in on the night of the 22nd.
One thing that an informant mentioned was that it won't be by truck, that they have a way to get it through the subway.
Subway?
Underground. Not necessarily subway. Underground. Tunnels.
You're telling me Manhattan bedrock has tunnels through it that aren't the subway?
I just light a cigarette.
I think
That's how
these
that's how
stories.
much we don't know.
Yeah,
We need your help with more
yeah.
feet on the ground, more places to investigate to figure out how deep this goes.
We think some of the horror stories that have been passed in the newspaper about the monster at 138th is rumors spread to keep bums out, to keep people away from that area. And we think
It works.
well, he said too that there was markings that was like secret
Warning.
thieves can't. Yeah,
Is that
warnings.
true? You the one that put him there?
So whatever's been going on has been happening for a while. This is big.
Alright, I need one of you.
You want me to roll a die?
To make
Is that what
sense.
you're
I need
asking?
one of you to make sense.
How about
Where's the make sense?
I need
we
one
can
of you
have a
to
missing-
spend a point of cop talk.
Okay,
if I had it?
Okay.
there you go.
You spend that?
Nice.
We could put up missing person posters with the drawing of a hand. I'm just saying that would be.
I'll see what I can do. Let me recommend that none of you are anywhere near this Fat Mabel's joint Wednesday night.
Done.
Because things might get a little hairy. Alright. Thanks for the information. I'll see what I can make happen.
Totally going to Fat Mabel's.
We need to get
And
that,
as he's walking out the door, oh, never mind. I can't even do that in game.
So he heads off.
Alright.
We'll see what he can do at Mabel's.
All right, well, you didn't ask us any questions. We're good. We're safe.
Sending cops to death.
Yep, exactly. That's why I had nothing to say.
So is there anything else you guys are going to take care of Monday night?
Police.
I don't know.
You still need the tunnel map.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still got to
Tuesday
get.
morning,
I'll get that
and I
Tuesday
think that's
morning.
how we are going to incorporate ourselves in what's happening on Wednesday.
You just walk up to the cops and hand them the map.
No.
Oh.
That's our task. I think we need to investigate those tunnels. Well, the cops take care of what's going on up top. We need to figure out what's going on down
Well,
there.
you mentioned that they're moving the stuff underground.
Yep.
So,
But-
there might
So they're gonna be
police down there,
downstairs.
too.
Yeah. But we're the ones with the map.
I'm sure they could get a map too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can get a map a
I'm,
lot
I'm
faster.
honestly
than-
thinking heed his advice. Maybe not be at Fat Mabel's, but
Right,
maybe
just see
on
what
a-
happens.
Maybe on a rooftop somewhere.
Be
with
over
some
at
I'm
Teddy's.
gonna be
stars.
watching Mabel's from a distance. I'm
Yeah.
seeing what's going down.
Yeah. We also want to tell the Hellcats to stay away from there as well.
They're probably in California.
You want me to go talk
They're
to them?
yeah, as far as I know,
I'm gonna
they're
talk to
gone.
them.
No,
We
I
weren't-
like
no,
me.
I
you
wasn't
are-
there.
No,
They like me.
no.
They are my friends now,
I
aren't
wasn't.
they?
I wasn't there.
Absolutely
I
not.
gave them the honest truth. Is what I did, and I'm their friend now. That's what I like to believe in my head.
It's,
Alright, so Tuesday morning, O'Donnell finally picks up the subway maps.
Yes.
No problem. Is there anything else anyone is doing Tuesday morning first?
All right, so he's getting the map of the tunnels. I'm going to get a map of Harlem.
Sure.
So we have like.
So you lay one map
one
over
map
the
over the
other.
other, yeah.
Sure. Do you have the map of
Harlem?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
pull
in the-
that out?
It's still in the folder.
No, the one that says maps.
Oh,
inside.
sorry. I was listening. Oh, this one, I think I know which one it is. It's this
Yeah,
one!
it is right up front. Look at that. Okay, so see, there's this railway line right here.
Right.
That's the streetcar, right?
Yes.
That's running up and down
Yes.
8th. Yeah, so that's the raised railway, and the subway route is dashed, which means it runs right through here, all along Lenox.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's
They're
pretty
parallel.
clear. Yeah, and Fat Mabel's is
138th?
Yep.
yeah, so it's going to be right over here.
Right off of.
It's actually number 10.
Yep,
So, if we
Right
s-
next to the dashed line.
right next to the dashed line, 139. Yep,
So if we are at this subway station here,
yep.
we'd have a pretty clear view of. Well,
It's 3 blocks underground,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I shouldn't say clear view.
Station somebody there. Have somebody.
We'll
Use
at least
mirrors.
You want to
hear-
go to Mabel's?
We'll use mirrors. You hold the mirror
We-
here,
we'd be-
I go down there, hold
What
the
I'm
mirror,
saying
you
is,
go down there,
we
hold the
won't
mirror.
be by Fan Mabel's, but we'll be a few blocks out. Maybe a
Great science
ground
will
level
send you.
or
We'll send you the
tunnel.
You're talking about late night. Trains
You'll
don't
go.
run
You're not
that
scared.
often. It's probably every 20 minutes, half hour.
Well,
You
luckily,
could walk a couple of blocks in between trains.
You're not scared, you got the upper up.
it's possible. Or we could just stake out that subway station and
And get on the last train that leaves before midnight and just pull the emergency brake.
read my mind. We
Here
could
we
do
come,
that.
Casey
Or
Joe.
we could just stay on that platform and chill out and listen to
And
the
wait for
fireworks.
Face snakes to
And
slither
if
on
the
by.
face snake happens to come our way, then we run.
I think we need to be prepared to destroy that face snake.
So, do we know
Do we know how to
when
kill those?
the subway
I don't think
operator,
we know what it is yet, actually.
when that happened? Was that like midnight a month ago?
Forgot. Let me check the
I
New
mean-
York folder here and get that.
It wasn't a month ago. It was just a.
couple of weeks.
Just
So
less
it,
than a
it,
week.
it didn't. Oh,
It had
was
happened
very
a couple
recently.
of days before you guys saw it. It was in
So
the
it
paper
wasn't
in the
on the
morning
new
when you guys were
moon.
here.
It wasn't on the
No.
new moon at the
No,
last.
it's not.
No, the new moon thing is probably like when it is fed. It doesn't mean it doesn't get hungry before then, right?
It doesn't give a time when this happened, according to this, or at least I've seen it. Bump in the night, so it happened at night, but that's about the only time frame it gives in this.
Mhm.
So,
Seriously, you guys want to get on at that station, ride it in, and hit the emergency brake?
It seems like
Or-
a fun thing.
or
I mean, you don't have to come along for the
train
ride.
operators aren't the wealthiest people in the world.
Now you're ready to die, huh?
Not ready to die.
We could bribe them to stop.
So here's a.
And
here's
where are you
another
gonna stop
question.
at? Where were you gonna watch action happen?
We'll go down the train track about 2 blocks and stop it there. Still a block away from where all the fun is probably going to be going on.
Well, first of all,
At the exact location where the previous train.
Are there any,
There's
service
a
tunnels?
beast on the track.
I mean, I like that we can have.
are they
Yeah, we gotta-
parallel to the tracks?
There are service tunnels parallel to the tracks, absolutely.
So we don't need to stop any trains.
We don't-
can
yeah.
just
We can
walk
go
the service
service
tunnels.
tunnels.
Well, I like being on the train because we can get away if we need to.
What?
If you have the conductor stop the train, then if we need to get away, we
Or we
gotta
can
way.
just run.
Or I can just put a gun to his
You're gonna
head.
run through a tunnel.
Let's not go that far.
Train.
let's.
I mean, if you guys are hell bent on stopping a train, I don't know. I don't know if the train has anything to do with it.
That was before the momentary lapse of not realizing there's service tunnels. So if there's service tunnels, that's probably our best option. To be one kind of out of sight.
Yeah, we'll be out
I
of
have a
sight.
question. Why do we even want to be down there?
Because
Cole's telling us to stay clear. When
And
cops
we
tell
will.
me to stay clear of a bar, I stay clear of a bar.
We're not going
Right.
to be going into Fat Vegas.
But
I'm not going
what
in
we're
under-
not telling
under-
the
And I don't think
cops-
we can outrun
I opened that
a
thing up.
monster.
But what we're
and
not
tunnels.
telling the cops is that this place is going to be the center of like some cultist sacrificing ritualistic shit. And even though the cops told us to stay away, like we need to be there to
We
make
have
sure.
to kill the snake. That's the what it comes down
Or
to.
Silas.
Or Silas.
We don't know about
Would
the
I
snake.
know about the snake?
No, we don't
Uh,
need
I
it.
you
just
haven't
saw
read
it
the notes.
shoot up. Okay.
You haven't read the notes.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
If you, he's
We
talking
will
about the snake.
explain
I
the
don't-
face snake.
No, explain, please.
Yeah,
All right, according to Sully's notes, last time they were in the Juju house,
Make a stability roll.
they encountered a creature which was a large, tubular type creature comprised completely of human heads and faces. Now you said you found
What?
rock that was eaten through by human jaws
Or a tool we don't know about.
that has teeth.
Sure.
So again, us with what have I got? My 6-shooter. That's
We
what
have a
we're gonna
day.
go down there with.
We're in New York.
Yeah, we can easily find
We
some
can find
shotguns.
weapons. You can find weapons easily enough.
So instead,
Should have thought about this
we're
days
going
ago.
to go do a side job. We're sending the cops in, then we're going to do a side thing and try to
Yeah.
catch this and kill this monster.
We,
If all goes to hell,
I think more
we may be
importantly-
New York's last hope
I think Silas
before the
is the one
Stay
that
Puft
needs to go.
Marshmallow Man
I think whatever this
and the
monster
Statue
is,
of Liberty.
if
fight
it's
each other.
not sustained, will disappear. It is a spirit of some monstrosity.
You think Silas needs to go?
I think Silas is the target that has to go.
Yes.
And if the cops don't stop Silas, we have to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
He is the reason why this cult is
Okay,
back
so
in
the
New
ol-
York.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. I'm gonna forget about this worm that you just told me about. Okay, that I've kind of been avoiding learning about. We'll go down in those tunnels, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look for a man with a hook. That's about all I'm gonna do.
And Silas, the old Kenyan man.
Yes.
We split the group
Silas
No.
going to be upstairs killing cops.
and have somebody maybe across the street on a rooftop. And if they do somehow arrest him,
I'll be there.
are you good with the rifle?
I'm fabulous with a rifle.
Can you run away?
You
with it?
guys may have. Oh,
Gunshot from the top of a roof, killing a suspect in a possible murder. They'll be definitely interested in who shot that. So
Yeah. Alexander, the man with the hook hand, did it.
I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
honestly,
I just don't know about the plan about us going in there too. I think I'd wait for
Yeah.
the police to see what they.
Part of me wants to be there just because we know that there's more than a bootlegging operation going on.
Yeah. And this all stems around Silas. Like he
Which
has
I
to.
don't think. I think we stake out that train station. Don't go down the tracks.
Nope.
Don't
just
go.
hang out on the
Just
platform.
hang out on the platform, okay?
Have some
And then have somebody
shotguns with us
up top outside Mabel's.
on a rooftop somewhere.
Yeah, watching
two on a
watching
rooftop,
doors.
three in the tunnel.
But we don't
Okay.
have walkie-talkies, man.
So
I'll light a signal fire. Flare.
So the people on the rooftop are watching out for what reason?
I'm watching the doors. I'm seeing if anybody's coming out.
Who are you looking for to shoot?
You. Alexander and Silas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or some weird looking worm thing.
this is all going to go horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong.
That's
But
all right. But if we can stop New York,
yes, if we can stop New York, if we can seal New York, that's one peg out of the
yep.
one cog out of the wheel.
Okay.
So I spent Tuesday looking for firearms, bazookas.
I don't think you're going to find a bazooka.
Yeah.
Technology
Cannon?
doesn't really exist yet.
You find a cannon.
You could probably find
pushing a cannon down the subway.
I mean, you can.
No, from up top.
If you could find a Vickers, that would be awesome.
Let me help you. I'm gonna go back.
Probably find an old cannon. I mean,
honestly, I've got a whole day
Let me help you
Tuesday.
carry that.
I could find a cannon.
you know, like a 6-pounder.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I mean, you could find one. It's old. Firing it might not be in your best interest. Do you have any experience firing a cannon?
I do.
I know she's got the
No, but I want to learn.
Yeah, it's explosives. You got explosives.
Oh, I totally got explosive. 4 points.
Oh,
So that's where I want to be.
Brilliant.
I want to be by her when she fires that cannon.
It's hilarious.
Okay,
And I got
before we go off on a Napoleonic cannon here.
That's great.
we're not talking like a big, a huge
Right,
Napoleonic cannon. We're talking a
No,
little.
Napoleonic
Yeah,
cannon
the
about,
little-
It's already
about
done.
yay big.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like
No.
a
It's already done. It's already done. She got it.
No.
No, I didn't.
This is
Instead
right
of
after the
going to
First
get
World
some
War,
goods.
okay? So there are a lot of guns.
Yeah.
And you could
Yeah.
probably pick
Get a
up
Browning.
a Browning
Oh, my Tommy gun.
or a Tommy gun. There
Tommy
you go.
gun's real short range. Tommy gun's
45 caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy
However,
gun's not what you're going to want to use to shoot somebody from a rooftop.
I'll take the
Boeing
cannon.
automatic rifle.
I still want the cannon on the
A
roof.
Boeing automatic rifle, a BAR,
Yeah.
is a rifle.
Oh, God.
It's
Yeah.
a big caliber.
Yeah.
It goes far, and when it hits,
Dies.
Look at him. He's
Kills.
enticing you.
And you don't even have to be accurate with it. You just need to burst fire
no,
it.
you need to be accurate.
This is the Browning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You need to be accurate because there's probably going to be officers if they pull him out. If not, then he can burst fire.
They're going to be pulling the officers out. That's how that's
I'm just
going.
saying. You don't want to put a fucking cannonball. I'll just get it up there anyway.
It's only this big.
It's 6 pounds.
What are you gonna board
The
to?
cannonball is 6
Yeah,
pounds.
yeah,
The
cannonball
cannon is about 200.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just across I'm across the street in the alleyway
Right.
with some camo over the top of my head.
Before
She's in a ghillie suit.
Yeah, right.
urban ghillie suits,
So-
cardboard
so-
boxes
yeah.
and cans and stuff.
Yeah, give me some of your boxes.
Oh,
Crates.
oh, wooden
Yeah.
crates and
Wooden crates.
newspapers. Yes.
What are the odds the roof would collapse from the weight of the cannon?
I'm just saying.
Just setting it there, you'd probably be okay. New York City is decent construction.
Well, firing it.
Firing it.
Could have some implications.
Yeah.
Right.
Would- if you have no way of mooring it, the thing would go that
told
way.
I don't know why you guys assume I wanted to take that to the roof.
But
What are
that's
you going to
what
put on the
said.
street?
No,
Hold
look
on,
at all the streets. Look at all the alleyways.
You
Well,
said
you
you were
said-
going to a roof.
You said I want a bazooka. I said, well, you could probably find a cannon. That was
Yeah.
how that.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
it just.
It all just
Yeah, so
escalated.
a BAR on
It
the
sounded
other
really
hand.
good.
All right, so we're gonna get some Brownings.
Oh my god. Are we really going to
Get the
Brownings?
cannon. You guys are no fun.
Alright, let's be serious here for a minute. Why
No.
are we
Aren't we?
splitting the group?
Okay. 2 people up top.
Okay.
3 people on the platform.
Okay, so we're going to be
3
pretty far away
peeps.
from each other too.
Yes.
You're
Like
going to
3
be
blocks and 1 level.
3 blocks
Or
and
3
a couple
blocks.
of levels.
No, more than 1 level because
Yeah,
you're
like-
talking about up on a roof.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2
So you're like
levels.
3rd, 4th floor and below ground.
I would like to go on the roof. I would not like to be in the subway.
Okay.
Just in case I fire a cannon.
This is awesome.
I just-
There is actually rules in here
For a
doing
BAR.
for artillery strikes and bomber attacks as well. Mortar shells.
Hey, do you want to see if you can get your hands on a bomber?
Or a mortar? Set that up on. you could be 6 blocks
Maybe we
away.
can
I'd
have
be
an
fine.
airstrike come in.
Is there?
I
a
might as well
BAR
be
in here?
prepared
right
because
here.
you guys are. I mean,
186.
hell, the last time you
Browning
guys were blowing up
automatic
islands.
rifle. 303. So yeah, that's a
What's 303?
It's
Browning
the
automatic
caliber.
rifle. 303.
It's
That's,
called the 303.
It's a 303 machine. That's the
It's
caliber.
The caliber.
Yeah.
That is a big bullet.
It's about a third of an inch.
That could go through a car, and then a person in the
building.
car, and through the other side of the car, and
And
into
the
a
church
person on the
behind it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can get a hold of 1 Thompson submachine gun for the people in the tunnel.
Oh, she's already got one.
Oh. There you go. So we got something for underneath.
I just pull it
something
out of
for
my
top.
bag of holding.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh.
Well, the question is, are you going to
Be
Trust
lugging that
them with
around
it.
town.
trust them with
Oh.
I'm a veteran.
with one eye? Can't be that good.
And didn't you do something to your hand too?
I mean, I'm missing a couple of fingers on my left
Yeah.
side. Shrapnel.
Wasn't playing
Okay.
explosives.
I'm picking them up and dropping it
No,
everywhere.
I
so
was
you
trying
can
to evacuate.
I got this.
Trying to evacuate the wounded as the hospital came
Let me
under
try.
artillery
I
fire
want to
from the
try.
house.
Oh God.
Lost me in my eye there. No, I one person in the subway station can have a Thompson. I will have my trusty Colt 45 automatic. You guys can have a Browning automatic rifle. We might not even fire them. Just see what happens. Only if the shit truly hits the fan do we have to take action. In other words, we stay out of it until we cannot stay out of it.
I think I have to trust them with my.
So do we get to use our own judgment whether we think we should jump in or not?
Of course.
That's the way this is done. You made that. I'm sorry, but the flyers has made the whole night.
So Murphy's
So
Law always
I'm good with
happens
that.
in this. Okay? So everything's going to go to shit. We just need to be prepared for how much of it is going to be flying around.
So,
If the police even show up.
just so I know, Trinidad and Elle are trying to sneak up to a rooftop across the street from Fat Mabel's with a BAR. And setting up a sniper's nest.
You can take a part of the AR, so that's possible.
And you want to do this while there's police coordinating a raid on
No.
the building that you're watching.
No. See, if this is happening Wednesday night, I'm getting up there like Wednesday morning. I'm hanging out all day.
But I
got my
just want to
concert
make
tickets.
it clear,
Yes.
you're making the assumption that the police are not going to check the neighborhood before they make the raid on this building.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm making the assumption the police aren't even going to make a raid on the building.
Right.
Okay. The three of you.
Well, the two of them. I plan on being at the top of the subway entrance on
Okay.
ground level because I think somebody needs to be up there.
Okay.
Either if they yell or I can yell. If nobody's up there, there's nobody seeing anything.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
good idea.
And the two of you are sitting down in the subway station
Playing your trumpet.
reading paper.
You got it.
All right. And you've got a Tommy gun smuggled away in a briefcase or something. And are you carrying a large firearm as well?
Actually, you'll probably have the Tommy gun.
All right, you've got the Tommy
I do
gun.
only have one eye, so.
I'm probably pretty skilled at shooting that Tommy gun.
Okay. All right. So that's the scene as we set it. I would like the two of you sneaking around, trying to find your way to a rooftop. One of you needs to give me a stealth roll. It can be either
You
one of
probably
you.
know more
I'm
stealth
not going
than
to
I
make you
do.
both do it. Decide which of you is doing it and if you are spending any points on that.
There's an
I have 3 on
excellent
stealth.
rule.
What do you got, Mel?
This game has a really
6.
awesome rule.
Go, baby. Get it.
Oh,
Make
Spend
us
some
stealthy.
points on it. Spend some points on it.
Come on. Spend some points. We
2
gotta get up
points.
2 points, all right.
yeah.
There it is.
there. She got 1.
Okay.
Oh my God! You did that. He said, "There it is." I was thinking in my head you should have done 3 in case you got a 1.
So you head up there.
Do you have stealth?
And you set
do.
up a sniper's nest up there, and you've got things zeroed in. You don't even have the gun assembled, but you've got a nest up there. You built it. You made it look like it's a pigeon roost, and you're camped out on the roof. The two of you kind of got a nice line of sight right on the entrance to Mabel's, and you're sitting there chatting about, how you want things, how you're hoping things are going to go down. And as you're sitting there real focused, looking down over the ledge, you suddenly hear somebody over your shoulder. Hey folks, it's nice to see you again. I thought I asked you not to come by here. It's Lieutenant Poole.
Hey. We're just here protecting you. Just backing you up.
I'm pretty sure New York's finest can watch our own backs.
Yeah, well, I have my own personal interest in this place, so.
We just want to watch the excitement.
Tell you what, I think I'd rather you read about it in the papers tomorrow.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty handy with this thing.
With what thing?
this
My
whole scoping stuff out and
binoculars.
stuff.
My
got good
binoculars.
eyes.
Jeez, that was good. That was good. My whole filtered stuff out.
I'm really stealthy.
I like
I
it.
just
It just tripped.
I had something in my ear.
I farted at the wrong time.
I didn't hear you sneak up on me, but for the most part, I got really good eyes. But if you feel strongly that we should
I really
leave,
appreciate all the information that you ladies were kind enough to share with us, but I'm not going to feel real comfortable
Come
with
on,
you
please. We're
being here.
big.
I think you're going to blow the raid. I think people are going to see you. You're just not that well hidden. I could see the light glinting off of those binoculars
I told you.
from the streets.
Put those things away.
so sucks. Okay,
Um,
we agree to leave.
All right.
We agree to leave.
I didn't.
You're just going to patiently wait while you...
Dismantle my pigeon coop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to beg him a little longer.
Nope. I have another.
plan. What are you doing with the rifle? He hasn't noticed it yet.
I have a
Pigeon
limp.
coop.
I have a very bad limp right now.
You've got it down your pants
I've
leg?
got it down my pants, and I got
All right.
I got a long coat on. And you distract him. While
I'm gonna have you give me a disguise roll for how long
All
you've
right.
got that
Not a
conceal.
concealment.
Is there a concealment
Yes.
skill?
Yes, there
yeah,
is.
give me that conceal roll.
It's a +1.
Is
You
there a
spending points?
Spend
distract?
it.
Yeah, might as well spend points.
All right.
Is there a distract? I
Are you
can
gonna roll that
distract?
cruise die again?
No, I'm not rolling this one again. Hang on, I
Yeah,
have.
actually, there might be a
there might
distraction.
be. All right,
too.
fine.
I can make her distract while she's
You
doing that.
don't say anything.
Reassurance.
5.
Yeah, that's a 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna do 1.
That's a
Yeah, you had said
6.
you were spending
Okay.
one.
So you
It's
got
all
a
right.
6.
Yes. He either doesn't see it or doesn't
Or just
say
doesn't
anything.
say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
I'm just helping her along with her limp.
Sure.
All right. So Diana and I are now off the roof.
Limping off the roof.
Um.
What's your plan, woman? It's time to go.
He's gonna escort you to the subway station.
Oh,
Hey.
how convenient.
Perfect.
Which
Oh, we see him?
entrance?
Are you actually noticed them coming?
We were going to be there all day. Okay. Then
Well,
I'll-
you had said you were going to be set up.
yeah,
in the
well,
subway
I thought
station.
we were going to be there like at night.
Okay, yeah, this
But-
is probably he caught you guys
But yeah,
pretty early.
I could.
No, he probably wouldn't see you. He's just gonna escort you to the subway station. Do you ladies need subway fare?
Sure. Yes, please.
Give
Okay.
each of you a nickel.
Thank you.
Is it a wooden nickel?
No, it's a real nickel.
All right.
I don't want to see you again today
Today?
or tonight.
Why'd you say today like that? You could be like, is that today?
Okay. We'll wait here for the next subway. We'll be out of town.
Very good.
This is actually good
Out of
news.
town.
That means he's taking this seriously.
He's asking us to leave town.
He's asking you to leave the
Leave
neighborhood.
the neighborhood, not leave town.
Yeah.
Well. Okay.
He's asking us really to leave the roof and not be around there.
No, he escorted us to the subway.
Yeah.
So he's asking us to leave the vicinity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay.
He gave me a
So
quarter. I could go buy
A nickel. Nickel.
I had
a
happened to
nickel.
pick up one of the maps of the subway before we left. Right?
Sure.
Oh my god, we're gonna go down one of them freaking.
Service tunnels?
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
guys can. We're not even there yet. You guys
You're
were like,
still
we're going to set
earlier
up
in
a
the
sniper.
day, yeah.
I know, but I can't go back with Pool watching.
No,
He's
you
watching.
can't.
So
We gotta go down there.
I'm gonna go to the service tunnel.
All right. We're gonna stop
If you
there
wouldn't have tripped.
for tonight.
If I wouldn't have
We're still
tripped,
a couple of
if he
minutes
wouldn't have been
early.
sitting next to me making comments about rolling ones,
In his head.
That's my
yeah,
job.
in
I
his
think
head.
that's probably a good stopping point
Yeah.
before we get into those tunnels, because there might be things in them. But can somebody grab Josh and let him know that
I'll shut it.
probably need to shut down the feed. For those of you watching at home, thank you for your interest, and we'll be picking up in the New York subway tunnels next time. Check us out on Facebook if you get a chance. It's Masks of Nyarlathotep at Immortals Inc. Have a good night.